Welcome in to week 5 of GOAT 4v4 action. We're starting it off with red and green. It's Andrew Keel alongside me, Caden McCrory. We get ready for a big game as we went through a lot of playoff scenarios before this game started.
We did, and it only helps that some trades happened before the game too, involving both of these teams. But let's first look at these playoff scenarios. What we believe,
we're not 100% sure.
100%.
We do not speak for the league. We only guess.
Yes, but according to Mr. Keel's calculations to the right of me, red with a loss out. So the two-time championship runner-ups, one win and one loss, are on the verge of getting eliminated here today. But with green, there's a scenario also where their hopes and dreams will die with a white win and a black win, including their loss to red today.
So two teams playing for their lives, basically, sitting into the 5 and 6 slot. Both teams can still make the playoffs. They can't make it this week, but bad positions for both teams. But a win for both of these teams could push them forward into a playoff position. But throughout the game, we will bring up those two trades that Green made, making their roster a zoo, despite the fact that they only have 6 people on the ice right now.
Yeah, and we're still confused on what some of these new guys are wearing, so please bear with us for the time being until we figure that out. You know?
Yeah, multiple players listed as the same number, so we got to figure that out. Puck is down, though, as red will take it off the draw. Tomko will leave it for Humphreys. Humphreys dancing through the middle. Across to JC, his shot goes wide. Christian will pick it up in the far boards. Saginaw is on him. It'll be stolen for Green, and here comes the Green team moving forward. In on a breakaway, missing wide is Bienchin. Bienchin sent towards the slot. Saginaw with it. He'll send this one across. It'll find the stick of Jukes. Move it down, sent in front, tipped wide. Off a stick. Humphreys goes hard into the boards, and Green keeps possession.
Not good. That was collarbone first into the wall.
We'll have to see if he keeps moving forward. Tomko will move forward on a 3-on-1, though. Tomko drops it. JC across, scores! Jack Rosensteel gets on the board first, and red, playing for their lives, jumps out early.
Yeah, they need this. Rosensteel is 6th of the season, and they sent away a first-round pick today to this Green team in exchange for Colton Mauser along with a couple other pieces. But they needed to, get ahead of this one because there's danger of that first overall pick being in jeopardy with a loss.
Red going with the backup tonight. Michael Calabre in net and Estrella out. He will play it forward as red moves into the offensive zone. Rosensteel loses it behind the net. A lot of red bodies fighting for it, but Green will come out with it. Passing it forward, tipped into the zone by O'Brien. He will have it now. Into the slot. Green shot, scores! A weird one goes in there for Tyler Shaver, and this game is tied.
A weird bounce there, and Tyler Shaver finds the back, and then his second of the season. Tie game at 1. We've seen Green play these kind of tight, close games in the first period, eventually losing the second, but the one outlier with that 14-10 win against Black 2 weeks ago.
They've been known to be on the wrong end of some blowouts, but also come back against that Black team coming in. Shot there goes wide from Smith. This one goes all the way down to Tomko, though. He'll circle around, wait for some reinforcements. He'll drop it at the line. Rosensteel moving in, can't get a shot off. Green fighting with themselves, and it'll turn over to Green into the slot. Swiping at it and getting it wide is Butterbaugh. Tomko sends it to the slot. Shot comes in. Tipped wide. Smith couldn't find it. Here comes red. Circling around. Drop to Tomko. Tomko at the point. Sent down. Now here comes Green. Shaver with it. Gets Tomko moving. Shot there goes high and wide. Red now. He'll move forward with speed. Malbouf over to Humphreys. Good to see him back on the ice, but offsides as he couldn't hold up.
We got our first official confirmation since they called Adam Muller downstairs. He's not in the lineup. Noah Smith wearing 14 today as one of the new additions to this team.
Red will win the draw. Coming up is Mauser. He'll drop it to Humphreys. Humphreys shot, save made, and held by Butterbaugh.
Going a little bit more in depth on those trades. Noah Smith, one of the guys traded from red to green, along with Avery Anstis, and a first-round pick in the next GOAT League draft.
Sent across, couldn't get it fully through, was Humphreys. Here comes Jukes for green. Into the zone, shot save made there by Calabre. Back to get his Bianchin. He'll move into the zone. Bianchin, shot, save made, up in the air. It'll come back down for Bianchin. Behind the net, into the slot, shot goes wide. Jukes with it, he'll carry it out of the zone. Drops it for Noah Smith. Over to Blair. Jukes cutting in, can't get the shot. Bianchin can't handle that one, as that one's going to take a bad bounce, and that one cleared down the ice by Red, by Humphreys. Butterbaugh ought to play it, no icing. Bounces that one off the ball. It'll go to Tomko, though. Red with a lot of possession again. Rosensteel dancing, shot over the net. Humphreys with it. Humphreys finds the stick of Rosensteel. He can't tuck it. Great chance there for Rosensteel. Couldn't tuck it. A pass interception, though, and it's still in the red zone. Rosensteel across, scores! Will Tomko with lots of space.
Yeah, the initial save there by Will O'Brien, rocking the number 2 today for his squad to get the initial chance out of there, and then eventually to the back of the net as Red's second in the game here, Will Tomko. We're on.
Green in their own zone. After that, give up. Tomko moving in. Shot, scores! Quick one for Tomko, and he gets his second.
Man, Will Tomko knows exactly what's at stake here for his squad. Goal 6 and then followed up by goal 7 on the season. For number 7, he was the one with that OT winner. A huge OT winner to get them their first win of the season, and now coming up in a big way here in the first.
Green wins the draw, but no one back there to get it, as Red putting a lot of pressure on now.
They have to here, Andrew. You've talked about at the beginning here, a lot at stake for this Red squad, and they do not want to go down here today.
Tomko. He'll intercept from Green. He'll move into the offensive zone. Tomko fakes the shot. Goes a little too far in front. Rosensteel with it to Humphreys. Tries to bounce it off the back of Butterbaugh, and it'll go all the way down to be picked up by Calabre. Tomko flips it forward to Humphreys. Humphreys leading a 3-on-1. Across. One more pass. Can't find anyone. Humphreys tries to send it toward the middle, as Smith unable to get there. Calabre will leave it for Smith as he'll wrap it around. Rosensteel with it for Red. Up to Tomko. Tomko moves it one more time. This will go all the way up forward to Humphreys. Christian Humphreys. Dancing in through the legs to the slot. Tried to find a man and unable to get the shot off. But Humphreys with an interception. 2-on-0. Rosensteel robbed by Butterbaugh.
What a save by Landon Butterbaugh. And we've seen this time and time again this season, Andrew. Landon Butterbaugh standing on his head and making those initial crucial saves for his team.
Off the draw, Red will have it. Humphreys dances around Saginaw. Behind the back pass towards the slot. Unable to find a stick. Green with it. Here comes Smith. He'll move this one just out of reach, though, of Bianchin. Sent all the way down for Humphreys, and now here comes Humphreys. 3-on-1. One more pass Tomko can't pull the trigger, bounces over his stick. Green on the reverse. Bianchin. In. Shot. Save made. Rebound was there. Fanning on it, though, was Smith. Malbouf. Drops it for Humphreys. Back to Malbouf. Across Humphreys. Scores. J.C. Humphreys. And it's 4-1.
Man, you have that Humphreys combined prop bet again. You're looking to go to here early. 4-1 Red. JC, 5th of the season. And Red doing what they do best and scoring goals in bunches.
Red currently having more goals than Green has shots, as it's been a bloodbath. There is the 4th shot of the game for Green off the stick of Jukes. JC will get that one, though. Moves it forward. JC Humphreys. Shot. Save made. Butterbaugh. With speed, here's Bianchin. Gets around one. Shot save made and played by Calabre. Tomko. Dancing forward. Drops it over. Humphreys. Shot. Knuckle puck goes wide. Tomko out to the point. Malbouf. Winds. Pass. Humphreys. Bad angle. Won't go. Into the slot. Tomko can't get it. What a save made by Butterbaugh. Another knuckle puck coming in. That one read greatly by Butterbaugh. Red immediately getting it out of their own zone, something they've done all game. Malbouf will move it over. Rosensteel back to Malbouf. Fans on the shot and goes wide. Jukes will carry for Green, who moved this one forward. O'Brien's shot blockered away. Over Saganook, but Jukes will keep it in. Fighting for it, but turned over Rosensteel. Great offensive play there. Moving forward, save made by Calabre once again. Green keeping it, though. Putting on a lot of pressure. Tries to go over him. Over the net there. Just barely missing. Shot there from the point of Jukes goes wide. Here comes Red. Rosensteel has one with him. Will elect to try and go there. Saganook in the way of that one. He'll drop it behind. Shaver will wait. Regroup. Drop to Smith. Smith tries to find Bianchin. Too many Red bodies around him. But it will make its way to Green. Now here comes Noah Smith. Cutting in, loses it, rebound is available, save made, put in by Noah Smith. Green cuts the lead in half.
Noah Smith, first goal as a member with his new squad, making his old team pay. 4-2. You know, as we mentioned earlier, him and Avery Ansis, along with that first-round pick, heading to Red in exchange for Colton Mauser. I think a really good trade for Red and a really good trade for Green as we get a couple of young players that are going to really help them down the stretch in this what seems like a rebuilding year for Colby Saganook's squad.
Back behind the net is Green. It's Shaver. The whole play started with Shaver behind the net. Now another chance, but this one not as successful. Tomko moving forward with Red. 3-on-2 with Rosensteel and Humphreys. Drops it to Rosensteel. Backhand shot save made Butterbaugh.
Let's bring up the other trade that happened. Purple has a new fresh face on their team in Saxon Robertson. And exchange Red got 3 players in return, including Will O'Brien.
Green,
excuse me. Got Will O'Brien, who is in the lineup today, along with Matthew Jukes. So an interesting trade there for the Red squad, the Green and the Purple squad this afternoon.
Humphreys sends that one across. Rosensteel. He'll drop it to Humphreys. Humphreys in. High shot. Doesn't go in. Hits a post. Rebound save, Butterbaugh. Rebound shot save made on Tomko. Butterbaugh. MVP already. Again.
I think that we say this every week with Landon Butterbaugh.
Shot there from Humphreys goes wide. He's got it back off the pass. Dancing with it behind his neck. Has 2 Green on him. Eventually will lose it, but it'll go right to Rosensteel. Tried to find Tomko. Tips that one in the zone, though. Noah Smith. He's now going to move forward with some speed. 4-on-2 developing for Green. He'll cut in. Tries to chip it over the shoulder, goes wide. Saganuk tries to go across the Jukes, out of reach of everyone. Jukes will have it though. He'll move it forward, but turned over. Rosensteel up to Humphreys. Humphreys with lots of daylight. Moving in on Butterball off the post. Humphreys back to his brother. JC, blocker save. Rebound goes to Christian. Across, Tomko scores. Will Tomko will bury his hat trick goal in the first period.
Impressive out of the Stars today. Tomko's hat trick from the Humphreys brothers. And if you're a fan of Team Red, that's exactly what you want to see here in, you know, a do or die situation, is all three of your Stars combining for some goals here in an early 3-goal lead.
Now Booth cutting in early off the draw. He'll wrap it all the way around, goes back up to the point. Tried to find a man in front, now intercepted by Green. 3-on-1 developing. Saganuk with it. In. Save made. Rebound almost. Tomko will take it. Carrying across. Scores. JC Humphreys and Red up 4.
My, oh my. The Stars are out to shine. Humphreys, JC, I should say, his second in the game, and all starts with that Luke Malboof pass to break it open. Well, the top defenseman in the GOAT League strikes again.
Saganuk across Jukes. Poked at. Save made by Calabre.
And Calabre played with the Thunder in the NCDC last year. Will be joining Mario Smith at Niagara University in the AAU of the ACHA. So those two getting acclimated to each other here in some summer league action.
Calabre was asked in a big spot to come up, and this is a do or die for Red. Shot there, saved away. So Calabre, no warm up basically. He's just in here and he's playing for his life.
Yeah, the Red squad is a little late getting here. You only saw maybe, I think, Tomko and JC were about two of the only guys on the ice for warm-ups with him, as Christian and friends joined a little bit later. So kind of coming in cold as well here, but he's looked phenomenal so far for Red.
Tomko to the circle, save made. Butterbaugh and held again.
Forgot to add as well with the purple trade, Jack Nolan also making his way to Team Green. Obviously not in the lineup here today. And it's kind of funny though, Saxon Robertson and Jack Nolan traded for each other. Those are the two that got in the scuffle in last year's semifinal.
Yeah, it is. Here comes Green. Shaver will drop it. Shaver still with it. Shot up in the air. Batted out by Calabre, and it goes wide. Humphreys will move it forward to Malboof. It'll fall off his stick, but he still will be the first one to it. Saucer pass to Tomko. Can't connect. Here comes Noah Smith. In with Green. Dancing. Down to Jukes. Jukes tried to find someone. Bounces off a body. Behind to Smith. Smith's pass gets momentarily paused by Humphreys, but still finds the intended target. Jukes now with it on the far boards. Jukes across. His pass gets broken up. Saganuk dances around Humphreys. Tomko pokes it out of the zone, though, and Green has to regroup. All the way to Jukes. Jukes cutting in for Green. Shot save made. Rebound is there, cleared out by Mauser. Tomko for Red, drops it. Humphreys dangles in front, scores. Will Tomko gets number 4 on the night. And it's 7-2 Red early. But we saw this last week.
We did. And, you know, for Red, they're not facing purple. You know, in this scenario, you just got to hold. You got a really good goaltender in net here. You have a new defenseman in Mauser. Remember the last year with Malboof and Trevino? Lockdown 1-2. You have that again now with Mauser, and Rosensteel got a puck up high here.
Yeah, Rosensteel hit in the face with that puck. See, they stopped play for safety. Doesn't look like there's any blood going out.
Yeah, thankfully.
He is going to make his way to the bench as we get a little break.
Put it all on the line there, Jack Rosensteel.
Yeah.
Scored a goal, now gets a shiner under the visor.
Playing like his life defense on it, because it does. Moving forward is Humphreys. He'll steal it. Moving in, save made, Butterbaugh. Here comes Smith. He'll move it forward to Jukes. Jukes wrapping around in. Save made Calabre. He was reading the pass. He was surprised by that one.
Yeah, Jukes trying to catch him off guard. Put a little shot up high as Rosensteel will head to the locker room here for Team Red. So they're down a man.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's getting some paper towels to fill his nose.
Probably. Smart idea here. 4 minutes left in the period. Take that time. Go into the little tiny break with a clear nose.
Now Booth moving in for Red. Tries to find Humphreys. Can't find anyone else. Intercepted by Smith. Noah Smith. Shot. Save made. Here comes Red once again. Now Booth. Across to Humphreys. Humphreys dancing through. Gets around another one. Shot goes wide. Hits off the ref. And goes a green way. And a great green way is here comes Smith. Noah Smith breakaway save made Calabre. Mauser with it. Poked off his stick by Saginaw. 3-on-0 for green. Saginaw can't find Smith. Just out of his reach. A great chance. Goes nowhere. And a shot there in the slot almost had me eat my words.
Yeah, Will O'Brien sitting pretty in front. A better save there from that Under Calabre.
That one's going to be sent all the way down on a pass attempt. And we will have an icing with 3 minutes to go in the first period.
We talk about revenge game here for Noah Smith. Scores the second goal of the game for Team Green. He's looked a lot more comfortable in this green system than he did in the red. Kind of buried behind a couple stars. Gets a lot more chances here with this Team Green squad to showcase his skills, and has had a couple of odd man breaks the other way and a couple good shots against Calabre.
Now Booth off the draw. Flips this one up. Humphreys will get there. He's going to get on his horse. Moving in. Shot save made by Butterbaugh. Humphreys hits the lost stick of Jukes. Thought he had a free lane. And it's going to be sent down. Out to get it is Mauser. Mauser tried to send it up to JC. Intercepted by Smith. Smith all the way across. O'Brien can't get in on net. Send in front. Rebound isn't there. Jukes will have it. He'll send it back out to center. Loops it back around. Green cutting back in. Behind the net. Saginaw. Shot off the bar. O'Brien to Saginaw in the slot. Shot. Save made. Rebound is available. But Mauser will clear it to JC up to Tomko. Will Tomko breakaway. Save made. Butterbaugh. Misread of the play though. Almost goes a red direction. But Saginaw can get it out of there. Jukes tips it into the red zone.
Mario Smith now in the locker room as well. It's only one sub for Red here for the match, minute 20.
Malboof spin around to Humphreys. Humphreys to Tomko. Tomko waits across. Malboof scores. Luke Malboof gets his third of the season with just a minute to go now. It is 8-2.
Yeah, Green's going to take probably a 6-goal deficit here into the minute break, but at least they get Jake Stock now. Jake Stock coming a little bit late for his squad, but he's here. A decent part of their offense. I'm sure the Green Faithful's happy to have another body on that bench.
Flipped forward to Mauser off the draw. Scores! The commentators drinks strikes as Red will take a 7-goal lead into the break. Colton Mauser will score.
Making your old team pay. I said it with Noah Smith the other way, and now Colton Mauser gets his turn. That has to feel good for him here after getting shipped over to Red.
Tomko in his own zone over to Malboof. Over to Humphreys. Christian Humphreys dancing in on Butterbaugh. Wrap around into the slot. Couldn't find his brother. And that'll go all the way down. 5 seconds to go in this first period. Tomko, one last shot attempt from the other end. Won't even make it to the net in time. That would have been interesting.
I would love to see that go in from all the way down there.
But that will be it for our first period of play. We will be back in about 2 minutes for a recap of this first period and the second. Second period about to get started. Recap of that first period.
Red scored a lot.
That's about all the recap you need. 9-2 the score, 23-15 the shots. It's been a pure domination by Red.
Yeah, it has been, and everyone's finally healthy on their bench. We saw Smith go to the dressing room. We saw Rhodes go to the dressing room. Green adds a player back here in Jake Stock. Hopefully Green gets a little bit of momentum here at the beginning of the period.
Off the draw, Smith will take it. Moves it forward to Stock. He'll still have it. Into the zone. Tried to pass across. Rebound is there for Stock. Poked off his stick. Humphreys dancing with it. Drops it to Tomko. Red is changing. Sends it into the corner, but right to Malbouf off a deflection. Humphreys can't find Mauser. He'll send it over to Tomko. Tomko, spin around. Malbouf to Mauser. Dancing, poked off his stick by Jukes. Jukes has it. Off the boards, too far out of reach though for Shaver. Malbouf will pick up the pass for Red. Drops it to Mauser. Can't get around Shaver. A bit of a change of pace from that first period. A lot more slow this period, it seems.
Yeah, Red's looking more schematic than anything. I think at this point in the game, they're just trying to get everything.
Never mind, as Jack Rosensteel will just walk in and snipe one past Butterball, and they hit double digits early in the second period.
Yeah, as I was saying, they're trying to get more schematics going, at a point now in the game where it's now 8-goal lead. They want to perfect that drop pass, get Mauser more acclimated. There's a point that the drop pass from Malbouf, and Mauser just standing there holding the stick on his legs like, I'm not doing this. Malbouf's like, oh, yes, you are, and take it up ice.
Saginaw into the slot, moving in, goes wide. He had Calibre beat, and now Humphreys going backwards. Save made, Butterball. Humphreys into the slot, Rosensteel dancing with it over the net. Saginaw tried to move it forward, intercepted by Tomko, and he will pass it back to Calibre, who'll move it up to Rosensteel.
Goalie assist?
Up to Humphreys. I don't know why I just had a moment where I forgot a name. I was about to say Reynolds. I don't know where that came from.
He's not even wearing 10. It's like if it was JC and you said Brian, I was like, okay, I can understand that one.
Across, moving in. Unable to get it is Stock. Red now in transition. Tomko moving forward with Mauser. Tomko waits, shoots, save made. Rebound is available. Unable to get there. Now here comes Stock. Looking to make an impact. Can't get it across. O'Brien in the slot. Back to the point. Bounces over the stick of Bianchin. Bianchin sends it across. Saginaw gets it at the point. He'll cut in, gets around a couple, and he will snipe that one. Captain Colby Saginaw looking to start the comeback.
His first goal of the GOAT season. For Green here, just to get something going here in the second period. He's missed a couple of games. Gets back in the lineup. He's tanking for GOAT and McKenna, as Evan Smith said to the right of me, for that first overall pick. Gavin, if you're watching this, please come join this league. It's very fun, I promise. This is not a recruiting pitch.
Back behind the net now, O'Brien. As we said, the pace has shifted. Red is taking their foot off the gas, which seemingly is the same thing that happened against Purple last week when they were up 7-2 and then proceeded to make the game 7-7.
I want to see if Green has it in him. It's only 7 goals. There's a lot of time on that clock.
Down, going behind Bianchin. Sends it in front. Rebound is available. Save made by Calibre. O'Brien. Shot. Save made. Steals that from Mauser in the slot. Save made and covered by Calibre. He's been looking really good.
He really has been. If Mistretta is going to be the goaltender that's out for a couple of weeks down the stretch, I think they found a really good goaltender in Michael Calibre. He's faced his fair number of shots. It's not like it's 17 shots to 35. It's 26-23 in favor of red.
Shot there, catches Calabre off his angle, but he still managed to get a blocker on that one. Sent around. Smith tries to find a Humphrey. Will hit off the skate of JC. Was looking for the stick of Christian. JC tries to find Christian. Butterbaugh with a nice move to get between the legs of Humphreys. Now it's going to be sent all the way down to Calabre. He'll move it over to Malbouf. Malbouf up to Smith. Chips that one into the offensive zone. Poked off the stick, though, by Smith. He'll have it behind the net. Fighting with Noah Smith is Mario Smith.
The Battle of the Smiths used to be on the same team.
Humphreys moving in. Shot over the net. Malbouf will rush over to keep it in the zone. Humphreys to Humphreys. Shot. Misses wide. Rebound. Scores. Bad angle shot for Luke Malbouf. And the 8-goal lead returns.
2 goals coming into this from Luke Malbouf. 2 goals in this game. Make it 4. That beat his career high by 3 goals.
He beat his career high today.
Yeah. Offensive defenseman all of a sudden here. Is Colgate University getting the next Cale Makar?
Malbouf. Spin around, will hit it over to JC. He will carry through the center ice. Gets around multiple. Almost a highlight reel goal for JC Humphreys. Stock will carry it for Green. Looking to counter. Stock drops the jukes. 3 red bodies all around him. Humphreys will layer that one out to Malbouf. Almost a breakaway chance. He'll have it behind the net, though.
Michigan, do it. Oh.
Red going for a change, but Humphrey still on the ice. Dangles around Saginaw, still with it. Save made by Butterbaugh. Rosensteel saving a potential breakaway for Stock. And Malbouf cutting back the other way. Tomko loses it. Here comes Jukes for Green. Moves it over to Stock. Stock back, Saginaw. Loses possession. Here comes Tomko up to Humphreys. Humphreys back across, scores! Will Tomko gets number 4. 5. I missed one on your sheet.
There's a lot of numbers on that
Yeah.
sheet right now.
And they're starting to blend in.
Yeah.
That's number 5 of the night for Will Tomko, doubling his season total.
10 goals on the season. Whew. Good season for Tomko.
Saginaw carrying, shot, scores! Immediately answering back is Colby Saginaw. And now we're getting a little bit of a goal-heavy fest.
Yeah, the number 7's trading a pair of goals there as Chris Paul cuts the deficit to 32. Not Saginaw, he's just getting back into the groove, getting a couple weeks off. Find your goal-scoring touch. There's still a possibility your team is fighting for a playoff spot come next week.
Cutting forward. Turn it over to Saginaw, and now all the way down, it'll find Calabre. Calabre, pass off the glass. We'll go to Humphreys. He'll move it to Tomko. Goalie assist on the line. Tomko back to Humphreys. Across, save made by Butterbaugh. Almost had a goalie assist.
Yes, oh so close, but one goalie proving his worth on the other end as well as Butterbaugh. If there is, how Money Puck has his desperation saves and the deserved and all that fun stuff. I want to know how many shots Landon Butterbaugh's faced this season that are the A+ potential.
Yeah.
How many of those shots do you think it would? Probably at least 10%. It's a lot. I mean, that's not a very high number. It is in terms of how many shots he's faced.
Tomko moves it over. Mauser in front. That looked like it went in off the post, though.
Yeah, very close. Maybe the inside. They might have got away with it.
Green might have got lucky there. Seeing if they can take advantage of their luck as this one moves it forward to Jukes. 3-on-1. Saginaw saying, don't pass to me. Jukes back. O'Brien over. Saginaw waits. Scores! What a play Colby Saginaw, number 3, outweighted Calabre, I guess.
That was a very patient move by Colby Saginaw to get the hat trick. I mean, took 3 to 5 business days to shoot that puck. Calabre, you just can't hold on for that long.
Smith looking to cut the lead. His pass, or his shot, will ricochet off the wall. Stock gives it to Smith. Smith's shot goes deflected into the netting. 12:50 to go in the second period. 12-5 the score in favor of Red.
Okay, 7 goals to tie. We're at the 12.5 minute mark here. That's just a little under 2 minutes each to score here to tie things up, and no Red goals. It's not possible.
Here comes Tomko. Looking to cut that in half. Save made. Butterbaugh! Absolutely insane by Landon Butterbaugh.
My goodness, Butterbaugh. Another desperation save getting across and holding that deficit to 7 goals. Where would this team be without Landon Butterbaugh?
Another great poke check there on J.C. Humphries. As here comes Green. It's Smith. Drops it. O'Brien can't get it. Rosensteel will move it to Tomko. He's got Humphries. 2-on-0. Tomko to Humphries. He scores. No. They will count it. There was no whistle at first. Play didn't stop. No one stopped except the refs. And then they just said, I guess we're counting it.
I thought it was a goal.
It was a goal.
Yeah, I mean,
Refs didn't call it at first though.
well, hat trick for J.C. Humphries.
Here comes Red. Smith, his shot goes way wide.
Mario Smith, the only player on the Red roster without a goal this season.
See, if I wonder if they know that and they're going to try and change that.
Maybe.
Stock into the slot. Smith shot, save made. Smith with it. Gets pickpocketed. O'Brien. Dancing shot, save made. Calabre and covered.
It's kind of crazy. We cut the scoreboard, underneath where it says penalties and that's shots. And you take away up top the goals. And it says 30-25.
This is a close game.
Well,
if you take
it's
away
a
the
very
goals.
close game.
Take away any goals.
And then you pan the camera up and you go, oh.
That one's going to send into the corner. Stock will race over to it as Humphries was getting in a position to break free. Stock moving in. Multiple chances gloved away by Calabre.
That was Will O'Brien parked in front. Had 6 goals for Purple before the trade as well. It's a goal-scoring need here for this green squad.
Sent over. Scores. Right off the draw, Colby Inchin will cut the lead to 13-6. It's not out of the woodwork yet.
No. Don't switch the channel quite yet here.
Humphries off the draw. He'll give it to Humphries, who'll move it to Malbouf. Up to Humphries. JC. Christian with lots of speed across. Cleared out of there by Smith, though. Humphries tried to find Malbouf. Intercepted, though, and now here comes O'Brien. O'Brien carrying for Green. He'll try and move it over. Intercepted by Smith, though. Mario Smith will send it around the Christian Humphries. He'll flim this one through. Can't find Malbouf. Blocked by Green. Bianchin over to Saginaw. Saginaw in. Still with it. Poked forward. Fighting with it. Sent across. Too many green bodies in the crease. And that one's going to go into the corner. Humphries will steal it off the stick of Bianchin. Christian Humphries. Sent across. Rosensteel tries to tuck it. And it goes in. Just pokes it over the line. Butterbaugh could not save that one.
Another hat trick for Red. Jack Rosensteel's third of the game. And can't give enough effort there if you're the net minder Butterbaugh. Just underneath your pad, trying to keep stretching. The puck just rolls its way to the back of the net. Just an unfortunate break.
Digging for it. Red will get out. Malbouf. Over to Smith. Mario Smith will move this one over to Malboof, over to Rosensteel. Rosensteel tries to find Malboof a little bit high as that one almost hit him in the head. Saganuk. He's not turning off the Jets yet as he will move forward. Still with it. Across Juke. Save made. Rebound in front. Save made on Shaver.
Well, it's not for a lack of effort here in the second half by Green. They put on a lot of shots here to Michael Calabre. Only a couple of answers have squeaked their way through. Only 4 in this half here for Green.
Green will get it off the draw. Shaver. Looked like he was going to drop it for Jukes. Keeps it. Down to Smith. Smith tries to find a man in front. Jukes will pick it up off the boards. Into the slot. Stock can't control it. In the skates of Tomko, but it'll go back to Stock. Shot there. Save made. Rebound. Save made by Calabre. What a save. Green still with it. Humphreys will finally corral it and seemingly send that one all the way down. Tomko, high stick to stop the icing. Stock, he'll carry it in for Green. Moving in, save made, Calabre. Wow.
What a last 30 seconds for the Niagara goaltender. That's just incredible. I mean, if this is your tryout, I think Red might have a goalie dilemma on their hands.
Yeah. Green wins the draw. Dancing with it. Net is off. Tried to fix it. Was Tomko in time, but the whistle still goes. As we are at 6:20 to go in the second period. Do you think we're going to get a stopping clock?
I don't know. I think it's possible. There's never say never, you know. We've seen crazier things happen in this league.
Off the draw, one forward. Calabre sends it behind the net. Out to Smith. Smith in front, save made, rebound off the crossbar. Jukes couldn't buy one there. Moves it forward to Rosensteel. Rosensteel dangles through the legs, goal. Jack Rosensteel giving a little bit of a here you go to his goaltender as thank you for that one.
Wow. What a move there by Rosensteel. His 4th of the game. And now he's up to 9 on this. He's almost doubled his entire goal total on the year.
Tomko off the draw up to Humphreys. Humphreys will chip it into Butterbaugh. Sends it behind to Smith. Smith loses it to Tomko. Tomko circling around in front, tipped there. Save made by Butterbaugh on Humphreys.
So, bearing a miracle. Red's still alive. Green is too.
Both teams still alive.
Yes. But if White and Black both pull off the wins today against the number 1 and 2 seeds of Teal and Purple, Green's season will come to an end. But seeing the records, those two teams have combined for 1 loss, and that 1 loss came against the other one. So it's bearing a lot here, and it seems like both teams will live to see another day.
Shot there will go in from Noah Smith. Unable to get across on that one was Calabre.
Yeah, Smith, 2nd goal of the game here against his old team. Can't stress that enough how probably good that probably feels. You know, you get traded today, you find out you're on a new squad, and you bury a pair against them.
Mauser, multiple green bodies around him. Saganuk carries in. Shot gloved away by Calabre. Double windmill on that one.
Woo, heavy whister from Saginaw. A lot of oomph into that one from the former Erie Otter.
Saginaw wins it forward on the draw. O'Brien to Saginaw. Cleared out of there by Humphreys. Tomko will lead the 4-on-1 for Red. Tomko waits. Humphreys across. Tomko, save made by Butterbaugh.
Tomko has no idea how that didn't go into the back of the net. That was a very patient play from Red. They try to open up Butterball a little bit more between Tomko, Humphreys, and Mauser, and no bite.
Humphreys wins that one forward off the draw. J.C. Humphreys over the net. Almost winning off the back of Butterball. I don't even think he realized it. Here,
Crazy.
Jukes. Back to shot there from Saginaw, goes wide. O'Brien loses that one over to Saginaw. Saginaw shot from the point is stopped. Mauser he gets it out, but unable to get possession. Saginaw with it. Green moving in. Saginaw shot, save made. Here's Red. They'll try and clear it out. Everyone was going to the other side of the ice, but Tomko will be there. Tomko between the legs of Humphreys. He scores! Will Tomko with the highlight reel assist on that one.
Whew. A pretty play there between Tomko and JC to get number 1-6 on the board here for Team Red.
I think this is the highest scoring game of the season
You
by
might
one
be
team.
Right. I think so.
Sent in. Out to get it. 2 minutes to go. Tomko with it. Has to get around 2. Green, he will. Still with it as he gets around Stock. Sent across to JC, just out of reach. Humphreys into the slot. Mauser winds, breaks the stick, tipped in by Tomko. A beautiful pass there for Mauser as Tomko tips that one in.
So good it makes your stick break there, Colt. What a pass on the one-timer. And Tomko with goal number 6? 5? Something like that.
That's 6.
6? Double hattie.
And Red is going to, I thought Malbouf was going to the bench. I thought they were going to play shorthanded. But instead a trick play is Malbouf with it too far. Almost paid off. Butterball able to cover that one though. He'll play it as here comes Green. It's Noah Smith with Jukes. Smith back to Jukes, scores. Green seemingly learning to shoot high on those cross-street passes.
Yeah, just a little bit too late as we're at the final minute mark here, but still putting a respectable 8 so far here in this game.
This will be their highest scoring game that they have not won.
Wow.
One off the draw by Rosensteel. Over to Malbouf, 40 seconds to go. Sent in front, shot, save made, Butterball. And a whistle, 35 to go in the second. Red putting on a clinic to save their season.
Yeah, led by Will Tomko, who somehow went undrafted. I have no idea how he did. Next year, he's going to be a steal for any team that takes him.
Jukes trying to take that one off the draw. He'll get that off an interception, though. Tomko going for a change instead of playing defense, but kicked wide by Shaver.
I could see why NHL GM stayed away now.
That one's going to be chipped for Humphreys. 5 seconds to go. Won't be able to get a shot off. Great defense as this game ends 17-8, the final score. Red, as I said, put on a clinic to save their season.
Yeah, and it was a really good showing. Rosensteel with a couple goals. Same with Humphreys, Will Tomko. But I think your MVP here is Colton Mauser. You know, playing against his old team, gets traded over. Has a beautiful assist on that broken shot, and including a goal as well. But he seemingly is rounding out this Red team. We talked about early in the season, they lost Tristan Trevino. They needed someone to come in defensively to fill that gap. And Colton Mauser's done exactly that, and has filled in very nicely this Red squad. And now with a win next week, they're seemingly going to put themselves in a very good spot to make the playoffs.
Yes, a win next week, and they clinch the 3 seed.
Oh,
Unless, I think there's some way that they can't, but...
Yeah, it involves white and black both getting upset wins today, but we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in like 15 minutes when we get there.
Yes.
Next game will be white and purple. Purple trying to keep that 2 seed. A loss to white could put that in jeopardy. White looking to make their way into the playoffs. For the maybe not first time. No, not first time.
Yes, no, it'd be their second time.
It would be their second time, but they're looking to get back after missing last year and getting that first pick.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity here for White, and seemingly a loss today kind of puts them out of the picture.
Yep, and we will be back in 15 minutes for white and purple.
Team Purple versus Team White, game number 2 on the slate here in GOAT 4 before action. I'm Cade McBurn alongside me, Caleb McCabe. Purple, 3-1 on the season. White, 1-2-1 on the season. White needs a win really badly here, especially after the result of last game with Red destroying Green.
Yeah, they do. Our standing sheet is across the table here, so I don't actually know what it is.
But White's going off the top of my head here. White is in 5th.
I believe so. Or was it 4th?
5th. Because
Fifth.
Red
Red just jumped into 4th. White is in 5th. White is to keep pace.
Yeah, so a lot at stake here. White going with pretty much a full roster. Purple a little depleted today without Ty Voigt, as well as Braden Ford and Ian Kushis. They get Reese Law back in the picture here. And Purple up to their old tactics again, making Team White clean up every puck on the ice. Making them a little bit more tired. They have more bodies. You know, the bending down, maybe they're not as stretched out and ready to go.
I think it's more a mental mind game.
Yes.
It's a mental thing. We're taught you clean up the pucks.
As you look at the Purple bench here, and you see one common thing here, Caleb, what is that?
I see a lot of white helmets with a stripe down the middle of it. And the only one that I don't see it wearing it plays in the OHL.
Oh, boy.
That's the common theme I see here. A purple jersey and then a white helmet with a
stripe.
I forget what color they use. A Nittany Lion stripe down the center of their skull. Purple's going with the 3 defenseman strategy here.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting here. And they just acquired Saxon Robertson in trade in exchange for Jack Nolan, Matthew Jukes, and Will O'Brien. So they're bolstering up the blue line. They get Tommy Whitford back in the lineup as well today, as well as Zach Hickson. So 1 forward, 3 defensemen. Puck is down here between White and Purple. We're taking off the draw here by Case Kamzik, back for Brody George. George, of course, to stand out the U.S. Under-17 program, will play the U-18s this year before his draft eligible gets lined up by Robertson.
Robertson tried to take his head off.
Trying to make a statement with his new team, and Hickson goes right after Kamzik and clears this one the length of the ice. Back goes Xavier Lee.
I think I know the game plan here for Purple.
Physicality.
They could not care less about the puck, just take the man.
Whitford battling below the zone. Kamzik moves us out wide to Bodie Wise. Wise getting stripped there by Matt DeMarsico. Loses that to Xavier Lee. Into the zone comes White. Cross ice looking for Kamzik. We'll take this one underneath. Kamzik puts one in front. DeMarsico tips that one off into the corner. Out comes Alex Ondos, fresh on the bench. White will continue the change. Ondos underneath the Lieb. Lieb takes the top of the circle, looks in front. DeMarsico takes away a stick. Underneath goes Ondos. Up high to Goldfein, looking for Slowicki, and Purple regains possession. Evan Konyan swings it toward the Purple bench. Down low to Dane Dowiak, winds up shot glove saved by Bork. And he'll hold on 21-40.
Physicality. Right away. Not something you see super often in GOAT.
This is the team to do it, though. They, of course, now get Reese Law back into their lineup. Played 1 game so far this season. That had a pair of goals. The San Jose Shark draft pick in 2023, excuse me, and a shot there from Connie denied by Bork. Even though a 7th rounder had a really good year for Penn State, along with DeMarsico and Dowiak and that ever-growing Penn State lineup.
Yeah,
now with the addition of that.
All of their teams.
Yeah. They got some kid from the WHO is pretty good.
Yeah, some bum.
Jackson Smith.
Yeah.
Penn Staters, at least half of them on the ice here, is Dane Dowiak. Scored that Michigan goal last week. Moves it up to Konyan. Over to Lawback. Lawback down the right wall. Tries to cut to the middle and puts one past Bork. The first goal of the game belongs to Reese Lawback. 1-0 Purple.
I think the stat sheet's going to read Penn State from Flint. Yeah.
Pretty good organizations to combine on a goal.
So, I mean, a couple solid teams.
Yes.
A couple solid teams. Only a few NHLers have come out of there.
No, just a couple.
Just a few.
Oh, turnover on the side of the net. Hale gets down to deny Ondos on that one. Of course, Team White. Talked about Brody George being on the U17, going to the U18s. Case Kamzik signed with Sarnia of the Ontario Hockey League. He'll play in the NCAA. it's a team that it has a lot to give here on Team White. Just a younger squad. This is Purple, just a couple years younger.
Yeah. This, looking at our stat sheets here, it reads a lot of Purple, NCAA, OHL, NCAA, and then you look at White, a lot of U16s, U18s, NCDC. There's 2 Oshawa kids, which I love.
Yeah, gotta respect the Acha.
You give White a couple years, they'll all be there, just not yet.
Still a lot of skill on that Team White roster. Here comes Purple coming in. Mike DeMarsico shot sails wide the crease. He picked up now by Dane Dowiak. Puts one on, blocker saved by Bork. Off in the corner, Dowiak to it first. In front, tries to find Tommy Whitford. Leaves it off for the newly acquired Saxon Robertson. Gets stripped away by Elliot Belly, one of the 2 Acha kids playing for St. Vincent Division 3. As he gets buried by Robertson.
Dummied.
And we'll get a penalty coming up here. Robertson for a cross check. And Team White will head to the power play.
I was just about to say, look at the D3 kid coming up to play in GOAT, and then he gets hammered into the wall. And I felt I should hold my comment for another second before I said anything. Oh,
Empty net.
White's going empty, as Keel points out to us.
Very emphatically, too.
I thought he was pointing at a
I
paper
thought it
or
was
something.
pushing. Like, what did we get wrong?
What do we do? Like, what did I mess up?
2-minute power play. Robertson 2 for cross-checking. 5-on-3 here for Team White. Xavier Lee, cross ice. Finds Kamzik, winds up shot blocked by Hickson. Bodie Wise controls the blue line. Out wide to Kamzik. Down low, finds Goldfane. Open space to Lead. Looks underneath, has Brody George. Down to 1:30 to go here. George cross ice, Kamzik rolls off of Hale, and the clear by Purple.
What a save by Chase Hale.
Lee plays this underneath the Bodie Wise. Wise takes it into center ice, now into the purple zone. Looks to reset. DeMarsico, Lawback, and Connie and the 3 purple skaters on the ice. Kamzik finds Bodie Wise once more. Over to Zach Goldfane. Drop pass Kamzik. Kamzik walks in, shot. Blocked away by Lawback and into the netting.
And Bork is going to go back into the net.
I love the aggressiveness here.
That's a bold move. That's a bold move.
At least it's a 1-goal game. You know, you lose that, you're only down by 2.
It's down by 2. Yeah. In go to 2-goal deficit is basically a tied game.
It's an easier comeback if White could pull that off compared to, you know, what could be much larger. No, I'm saying if it's a 7-1 game, I don't think you're pulling the goaltender with the man advantage.
Probably not.
Final 15 here on the Robertson penalty. Lawback evading Xavier Lee, the lone man chasing. Clears us off into the corner for Dowiak. Can't get to his stick. Ondos has to hold up. 2 seconds, 1 out of the box comes Robertson. Back end to Goldfane, and he scores as the penalty expires. We're all tied up at 1.
Robertson stayed in the box for an extra second to get a picture. Not that it affected the play at all. I just saw it and thought it was funny. Not like it would have affected.
Yes.
He wasn't getting back in time for that.
Nowhere close.
It's just funny that he stayed in the box for at least 3 more seconds to take a picture.
It's a good keepsake for after the game, of course.
Exactly.
For the Team Purple Instagram that they have. And the icing here on Purple is Robertson mixing it up with Anthony Slowicki behind the play as well. As he's buying into that Team Purple motto of we're going to get under your skin and have some fun.
Yeah. We're going to have fun. You're not going to have a lot of fun.
He comes from Team Green that had 1 win prior to this, to Team Purple that is 3-1. The lone loss coming against the #1 undefeated seed Team Teal. If you're a betting man, those are the 2 early favorites to see in the Cranberry Cup in a couple weeks' time.
Yeah.
Dane Dowiak slips, gets back to his balance here at the 15-minute mark of the first half, 1-1. Dowiak puts one high over the net of Bork. Mike DeMarsico fresh on the bench, the co-captain for Team Purple. Plays the other co-captain, Evan Konya. RIT commit, spent his juniors in the Ontario Hockey League. Lawback puts one on. Rebound corralled by Kanyan. Lawback to Dowiak. Dowiak walking his way in, holding. Retreat back, Mike DeMarsico caught in his skates, and now Ondos sprung free. Ondos one-on-one. To the backhand, save by Hale. Alex Ondos, leading scorers for his team with 4 goals. Very spread out as this Team White scoreboard. Picked off here. Shot comes in, saved by Hale, net comes off. It's Moorings from Jaden Valentine. Down the other way comes Purple, getting some fresh troops onto the ice. Dowiak plays this one off to Mike DeMarsico. Tries to retreat back to Hickson. Ondos all over it, and now Ondos sprung free again. Goes to Wise, back to Ondos, to Wise, misses the pass back door. Tommy Whitford breaks free for Purple. Has some room, glove save, Bork.
Back and forth action so far. How are you going to miss the 2-on-0?
Crazy.
How are you at least not even going to get
A shot off.
at least hit the puck?
Mere inches from White taking the lead. As there's a bunch of the Penn's Elite kids that were training behind us in the rooms are out watching, very vocal. I'm sure the players are loving having a crowd here. This has been one of the more populated games.
Makes it more fun.
Yes.
Always.
Brody George explodes the other way. Pad stopped by Hale. Rebound corrected by Goldfein. Purple can clear to center ice. Brody Wise out wide to Zach Goldfein, the lone goal scorer for White today. Brody George up to Goldfein, leads the rush in. Evades Hickson. Finds Wise, open space, rings it off the post. Wise behind the net, in front for Kamzik, stripped by DeMarsico. He'll slow the pace up ice. Matt DeMarsico, fresh off a New York Rangers dev camp, dangles forward, puts one high over the net.
Oh my God.
Team Purple looking for back-to-back beauties in back-to-back weeks. Xavier Lee, pressured by Robertson. Send this beneath the net here. Finds Goldfein. Robertson pressures him. As a defenseman, very active in the offensive zone here early. Up to Lawback. Dangles. Couldn't hold on to it with George's reach, along with Kamzik. Matt DeMarsico holds the blue line. Finds Dowiak. To DeMarsico. Cross ice. Hit off the pad of Dylan Bork.
What a save.
Xavier Lieb 2-on-1 with Brody George. Lieb to George. High over the net as the net comes off. Back to its moorings now. Purple holds on. Dowiak to DeMarsico. Matt DeMarsico walking in. To his forehand blocker. Stopped by Bork.
Bork is feeling it, oh my goodness. So far early in this one. There you go.
Lieb walks in. Shoulder save by Hale. A goaltending duel here early at the 11:30 mark. Sawicki puts one on. Tapped away by Hale. Now Dowiak to Kanyan. Kanyan looking for Dowiak. Stretch pass does not work. Anthony Sawicki tries to go full send up ice. Blocked away by Tommy Whitford, the Team Purple first round pick. Sawicki stripped by Whitford along with Mike DeMarsico. Jaden Valentine plays it off the white bench to Alex Ondos. Ondos holding on his own blue line. Back to Elliot Belly. Belly slips from one. Moves it to center. Wise taps it into the zone with the trailing Ondos. Zach Hickson rings it around the boards. Whitford to Robertson. Back to Whitford. Bodie Wise all over it. Up now to Goldfein. 2-on-1, now 3-on-1. Shot comes in. Hale to save at the blind and somehow kept out by Purple. And the whistle blows here at 10:25.
I think Hickson kept it out of the net. I think it was getting through. Chase Hale started to leak through, and Hickson keeps it out.
And typical Matt DeMarsico fashion, or Mike DeMarsico, I should say. Mixing it up with Zach Goldfein after the play.
Yeah, what else do you expect?
Ten-minute mark here. Shots favoring Purple 8-7. Score remains 1-1. While back open for Purple. followed by Goldfane. Here's George off the draw. Shot sails high over the net. DeMarco feels the pressure, goes underneath to Hickson. Hickson, the set play here for Purple. Sends it through the middle. Kanyan, DeMarco into the zone. Shot glove save by Bork. Cody Wise, a drop pass to Goldfane. Negates Kanyan. White with the numbers up ice. Loses the puck here to DeMarco. Up ice for Kanyan, just ahead of him. Bork comes out to play. Underneath, Brody George in a chess match with Kanyan. Holds possession. Up the boards for Brody Wise, now to Goldfane. One-on-one. Looks to shake Whitford. Denies him. George. To Goldfane. Underneath Ondos. Want to do his own little Michigan. Couldn't hold on to the puck, and now Purple storms up ice. Evan Kanyan to Dane Dowiak. Pulls the trigger, stopped by Bork.
That one almost slipped through. If Dowiak had put it maybe 1/4 of an inch to the right, it gets through.
Brody George sends it the distance. Icing is no. Whitford and Wise battling. Wise comes out victorious. Looks in front for Kamzik. Stings on. Finds lead. Shakes one. Takes Dowiak to the ice. Loose in front. And Purple will play this one back wisely. Lawback gets his chance cleared by George. Down low. The give to Kamzik. He scores. Case Kamzik goes bar down on Hale, and Team White gets their first lead of the game, 2-1.
What a shot. What a passing play. From making Dane Dowiak fall over, which is not something that happens too often, the higher up you get, to ripping it from the hash marks maybe.
Kamzik from Lieb, the goal. As you said, very difficult to make an NCAA player lose their footing, as skating is pretty much the name of the game in college hockey.
Pretty much.
Kanyan holding on, circling, looks to crash the net, tumbles over the net. Sawicki can't clear, and a Wise cover up by Bork. 7:35.
Bork has started pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know if pretty well describes it, actually. It's been unreal.
As every game, his father, Phil, the 2-time Stanley Cup champion, in attendance to the left of us with his youngest child. Love seeing the old 2-9er here in the building.
I don't think he's here today, though.
He is here, sitting
Oh,
in the
is he?
stands right there.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Now, obviously not off camera, to your left, not the camera's left.
My left.
Yes. Kamzik. Along the wall to Lieb. Gets crunched by Robertson. Battle of the red helmets. In comes 2 more bodies, 1 from each side. Lieb comes out victorious. In front, Sawicki, backhand scores. Anthony Sawicki, a 2-goal lead for White here in the later stages of the first half.
But now, just like we saw last week with Purple, White never stop playing.
Yes.
Because Purple, you can look away for 2 seconds and they've scored like 6 goals.
A lot of sheer power on this roster. You know, even without the likes of Braden Ford, Ty Voigt here today. You got addition of a guy like Reese Lawback that makes up for it, and a strong defensive crew now at the Saxon Robertson trade to join Whitford and Hickson, among others. Sawicki coming off his CHMA championship with John Carroll University in his freshman season. Kanyan waiting over for DeMarco, and he scores. Matt DeMarco finds the back net for goal number 7 on the season, and Purple never going away quietly.
No, they'll never go away quietly. As you were going through the players that they don't have, you start to wonder, who let this team be put together? Who let this happen? Like, how did the others, 6 teams in the league? How did the other 5 collectively let this happen?
It's, I mean, when they didn't win a game in the second season of the GOAT League, you know, obviously get the toilet bowl loss. They come back, win a championship the next season. With they give them a little bit of a competitive advantage to get more into it, I'd say.
Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 NCAA hockey players and a guy who played in the ECHL. I would say that's a little bit of a competitive advantage.
Yep, of course you're not getting all of them every week, but
still.
yeah,
And still,
pretty good.
You have a revolving door of 5, 6 NCAA guys.
Yeah. So it's an impressive roster, to say the least, and you know it's sometimes looks like an unfair win. Other times you have these close games.
Hey,
as we
whatever.
see today.
Whatever works.
It makes for some fun hockey, to say the least.
It does.
It's like you could look at the Raising Canes roster in the other league that has LJ Mooney and Logan Coley, and
You wonder how that one happened too.
Lawback 5-hole, and once again we are tied. Lawback second of the game.
Just like I said, you look away for 2 seconds and
There you go.
they scored like 6 goals.
I feel like Purple likes to play when they're down.
I think they do.
It's like a challenge for them. Just like
It makes it more fun.
Exactly.
How many unanswered goals can we score in a row?
As we saw last week, that answer was 6.
Was it 6?
Yes. This one only being 2. As White now tied with the second place Purple squad. And, you know, there's a lot of questions that came into this. Can Team White hold with the big guys? And so far through this first half, it looks like they can.
So far, give it time. If I were a betting man, my money would be on Purple.
Would too, but live bets
We'll see.
tied right now.
We'll see.
Explosive offense. Brody George, Case Kamzik, Xavier leading the way in that regard for this Team White squad. You saw Case Sawicki have a multi-goal game as well a couple weeks ago. Hickson clears it out of the zone. Robertson leading the rush for Purple. Works the outside. Kamzik to the backhand. Borg stretches and holds.
Going back to what you said, you do wonder how that Raising Canes team was put together.
I think they had Peter Laviolette, the second on that team as well from the Nailers.
Something like that.
And this year, and then their goalie Sergei Murashov.
Yeah, just Murashov. No big
No
deal.
biggie.
No big deal. You do wonder about that one
Pay
a
to
little
win.
bit.
Law back off the draw. Easy glove stop there by Bork. Is it a pay-to-win league? Maybe.
I mean, if you're Logan Cooley, anything can be paid to win.
This league at one point did have the likes of JT Miller, Vinny Trocheck, and Zemgus Gergensons, as well as Logan Cooley and LJ Mooney.
They've had a few names
So
throughout the year.
These are names to try to match up in that regard. Maybe we see Gavin McKenna next year.
Maybe.
Maybe. George, drop past Kamzik, over to Wise. Backdoor George. Sails off the high glass. Kamzik. Find Brody George along the right circle, up high to Wise. Down low to George. Looking cross ice, bounces off the Team Purple bench, and now even numbers. Dowiak to Konyan, can't open up Bork. George the lead. 2-minute mark to go. Here in the first half, 3-3, the score between Team White and Team Purple. Stretch pass does not work, and here comes Dowiak. Slows up ice. Holding. Shot holds off the side of the net. DeMarco to pick it up. Up looking for Konyan, bounces off his skate, and now Case Kamzik with a 3-on-2. Over to Brody George. Finds lead. Winds up shot, shoulder, saved by Hale. George awaiting. Knocked down by Purple. And now Dowiak quickly up for Konyan. Back to Dowiak, he scores. As he gets a stick from George on the shot, Purple regains the lead 4-3.
As Dowiak's going to go right after him.
Those Nittany Lions are never afraid
Never.
to speak their mind.
It's bred into the culture of that school.
4-3, final minute to go in the first half. All Purple goals scored by Penn State Lions. Reese Lawback with a pair, DeMarco with 1, and now Dane Dowiak on the score sheet for Team White. Started with Zach Goldfein, followed up by Case Kamzik and then Anthony Sawicki. Zach Hickson in a chest mass with Ondos. Retreat back here for the final 30. Purple maybe trying to go for a time kill. Up for DeMarco, does not work, picked off by Sawicki. Bounces back to Purple. Knocked down by Ondos at center ice. Final 15 seconds. Gets around Konyan, DeMarco pickpockets him. Up comes Mike DeMarco. Looking for Konyan, Goldfein gets in the lane. Down to the final 5 seconds now. Goldfein, does he have enough? To center.
No.
2 seconds, 1, the shot pad stopped by Hale. At the end of the first half, a tight game here between purple and white. With purple on top here, 4-3. We'll step aside for 2 minutes. Be back with the second half. Second half of play here from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. I'm Cade McCrory alongside me, Caleb McCabe. Team Purple holding on to a 4-3 lead here on Team White. It's been a very tightly contested matchup. We've seen some spurts of physicality. Of course, the Robinson cross-check, the George Spear at the end of that Dowiak goal. You kind of wonder if anything might boil over here in the second half.
Yeah, we were just talking about it with Keel that it might get a little dumb, get a little chippy.
There's White, of course, fighting for their playoff lives. Purple has pretty much clinched for the most part by head-to-head standards, that is. Otherwise, there is a way, obviously, they cannot be in the playoffs, but I don't think regardless Purple is going to give up on a game.
Yeah, I think they'll be in.
Seemingly, it's 1 point over the next 2 games. For sure solidifies it, but based off head-to-heads, they are in the playoffs. Now it's more of a Teal chokes in one of the next 2 games.
Pretty safe that they're in.
The other 4 probably will go down to week 6 to determine how this year's playoffs will be rolled out. That'll be in 2 weeks' time. The 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 in the toilet bowl before the championship the last week, in 3 weeks' time. Shot here by Mike DeMarsco. Getting across is Dylan Bork for the save. Up for Dowiak, a one-time shot. And off the blocker of Bork. Springs free, Anthony Sawicki the other way. Sawicki to Ondos. Back to Sawicki. He scores. Sawicki's second of the game, and we're all tied at 4. Hesitated for a moment there because the net did come off.
The net did come off, but the ref in the corner signaled it immediately that it was count.
I think the correct call there as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So all knotted up at 4. The 3rd time that score has read with the same number here today. Excluding 0-0, I should say.
Yeah, that one. No one counts that one.
1-1, 3-3, and now 4-4. Evan Conyon off the give of Hickson with some speed. Tries to walk his way in. Bork quick to play it.
I don't think anyone expected him to play it.
A little trickery. Kamzik tries to go to Wise. Picked away by Conyon. Brings DeMarsico and Dowiak with him. DeMarsico will pick it up in the corner. Gets tripped, and we're going to get a power play here for Purple. Conyon will allow Leave to touch up, and Purple with the odd man advantage here at the 20-minute, 40-second mark.
Now, how many Penn State Nittany Lions do we see on the ice? My vote's 4. All 4 for 4.
Well, if it's the same as right now, it's 3. Because DeMarsico obviously rocking the alternate Penn State helmet.
Yeah.
So 3 Nittany Lions and an Evan Conyon.
Do we only have 3? Am I just losing a step?
Yes, it is 3.
Yeah, I am.
Still pretty good.
I am just losing it, thinking there's 4 of them. 3 for 3 then.
Yes. To no surprise. Hickson having a talk with the Team White bench as the penalty goes to Case Kamzik for a trip. Matt DeMarsico leading the rush in. Lawback down low. Conyon and Dowiak the men up high. Dowiak to DeMarsico. Back to Lawback to DeMarsico, tries to go cross. Picked it off there by Conyon. Pressured by Brody George, will push this out of the zone. Quickly up to DeMarsico. Goes through center, George and Lieb on the attack. Back to the point. 1:10 to go here on the Kamzik penalty. Picked off by Bodie Wise. And he'll bring Brody George with him. The 2-on-1. George waits, shot, scores. A shorthanded goal by Brody George as he gets taken down by Kanyan. As we'll see a penalty here to Kanyan.
Kanyan's going to get one.
But a jailbreak goal by Brody George gives White back the lead.
I was thinking during that whole shift that George was a little stick happy there. Little hack and whack. By a little, I mean a lot. Like, there was a lot of it.
So Kanyan will sit for interference after going after George on the shorthanded goal. So just as a power play, there was north of a minute left.
Almost took Dowiak's head off on the bench.
Thankfully, Dowiak got the bubble on here, too.
Almost took his face off.
But Team White, is power play, that clock continues to roll because there was a face-off.
Yeah.
So they'll have 1 minute and 35 seconds. Hickson will hold and just pin it along that wall. If you're purple, you're playing a little spiteful here.
Yeah. Yeah.
As they will chew this clock as much as they can to get one of their star players back on the ice. George got into the hands of Dowiak. Dowiak retreats with a stick on Lieb. Shot by Kamzik, rolls off of Hickson. Those two will be tied up. Stick of Kamzik takes a trip into the corner. Dowiak will slow his way up ice. George and Elliot belly the two back. Dowiak looking to show off the hands here, will wait behind Bork. George bodies him off the puck. Those two have some history earlier. The Dowiak goal, George getting the stick into the midsection. Kamzik to Lieb. Winds up shot, sails wide. This will go all the way down. Bork will come out to play here with 40 seconds to go on the Kanyan penalty. Quickly up to Kamzik. The future Sarnia Sting gets his pocket picked by Tommy Whitford. Now make it one more time with Saxon Robertson flying a stick in there. Kamzik has two purple jerseys all over him. Now make it a third, and Robertson coming up ice. Over from Mike DeMarsico. 15 seconds to go on the penalty. Robertson turning, shot, pad save, rebound there. Bork gets a piece of it along with Lieb.
That thing just snuck wide.
Whitford tied up in front of that purple bench with Lieb. Here comes Kamzik. To Goldfein off the post, loose on Hale, and stays out as Kanyan is set free.
How did that stay out?
Wow.
Off the post, conveniently into the 5-hole and stopping.
Yes.
Holy.
Talk about a
lucky
play.
There's no other word other than just lucky.
I'm trying to think of something more fancy than lucky.
No, just lucky.
16:15 to go, 5-4 White, as the Brody George jailbreak goal, the difference maker at the moment. Icing waved off. Dowiak eats that one out, racing against Jaden Valentine. Valentine gets possession at center, brings Ondos with him. Ondos to Goldfein. Looks to walk around, law back to Marsko. Will take it right back for purple. Up ice, here's Dowiak one-on-one. Dowiak loses it, tries to go between the legs. Bork having none of that with the pad save.
He couldn't get it on his stick.
Anthony Sawicki the other way. Sawicki gets taken into the net. No goals to call, even though the puck did cross the line for a moment. As Sawicki obviously taking the goaltender away there.
I think Sawicki put it in with his head.
It gives you.
I don't think that one's going to count.
Yeah.
It's like the Andrew Shaw
goal
from
Andrew
2013. Yeah.
Only that one was, diving into the net instead of,
that was a headbutt back then, yeah.
Goldfein looks backdoor Ondos, and now Dowiak bounces off his stick. Almost a clear-cut breakaway again for number 10 in purple. DeMarsico still holding on to Mike, and that one just rolls off the stick. Maybe a broken twig there for number 12. There is Mike. Rolls this one up high. Looking down low for Dowiak. Ondos ties him up. Pushes it and out though. Dowiak, top of that right circle. Pulls the trigger, hits some iron, and off the glass. Dowiak gets pushed out of the zone by Sawicki. Tactical move here by White. Light pressure. As Sawicki crunches Dowiak along the White bench. Gold feign to Ondos. Ondos takes in himself as White's changing. Behind the net, Ondos. In front, Bodie Wise, fresh off the bench, beats Chase Hale. It's a 2-goal lead for White.
This White strategy of dump it in, play to win is working. And you start to wonder if this was a little strategy here as the Penn State song plays over the intercom, whatever it's called.
A little reverse psychology.
Little
here.
strategy here from White.
I don't think our PI guy, Jeff, did that on purpose. It's still just kind of funny to think about.
You wonder if White sent him a text before the game, though.
Every time we score, just make sure.
Hey, if we start winning,
yes.
cue it up.
Law back, looking to change it. The stick in front there by DeMarsico. Springs free for Elliot Belly. Kamzik tries to stretch ahead. Does not work. Bodie Wise will carry it in. Foot race, Kamzik. Dangles, works his way in. Hale, a stick stop there. Brody George, of course, drawing a lot of attention. A little stick battle with Matt DeMarsico behind the play. Here comes White. Wise looking for George. Tapped away by Hickson. Purple plays it back to their own zone. Under 13 minutes to go here. 2-goal deficit for Team Purple. White looking to pull off the upset. Tommy Whitford. Over to Hickson. Foul for Kanyan. Purple trying to find some space. White doing a very good job. Boxing out of the zone. Kanyan shot. Blocker save. Bork stays in play. George will hold Whitford to the wall. Kanyan to the point to Robertson. Walks in shot. A lot of traffic. Easy stop for Bork.
I wonder if Purple is more going for let's embarrass them as much as possible with these 2 goals instead of let's just score the 2 goals. Because I'm seeing a whole lot of just almost unbelievable moves.
Yes. Brody George, a chance for a breakaway. He'll get to it one-on-one with Hale. Can't open him up for the stop. Turnover. Bodie Wise one-on-one. Backhand rolls off the side of the net. Wise for George. Can't pull the trigger. Purple quickly sends it up ice. DeMarsico leading the rush in. Over for Dowiak. Shot. Pad save by Bork stretching. Brody George airmails this one to Bodie Wise. Finds Xavier Lieb. Dole Wise bouncing puck over the stick. Mike DeMarsico up that right wing wall in front of the White bench into the zone. Takes this underneath. Fresh body comes Lawback. Receives the pass. Hits off the stick of a Team White defender and into the netting.
So you start to wonder, how long can White hold them off like this? How long can White let Purple play their Sports Center game and keep winning?
Tied up face-off goes in favor of Lieb after a couple of jousts between the two centers, him and Evan Kanyan. Anthony Sawicki steaming up that right wing wall to the backhand, opens up Hale. A hat-trick goal for the John Carroll forward. And White really feeling themselves here in the second half at 7-4.
Now that's what they needed. But like I was saying earlier, you can never stop playing against Purple. Because at any moment you can blink it, they've scored 4 goals.
Purple feeling the pressure now. 3-goal deficit, the largest they have faced today. Ondos puts one on, glove stop by Hale. Matt DeMarsico leaves it up for Lawback, now to Dowiak. Poked away by Lee. DeMarsico off the pass picked, puts one high over the net. Zach Hickson in his own zone to retrieve. Under the 10-minute mark, pass is picked off by Ondos. Tries to walk his way in. Denied by Hickson. Lawback. Leaves it behind the net for Hickson now. Feels the pressure from Goldfein. Spins it around the wall. Up the center awaits Dowiak. Cross ice for Lawback. Lawback shot into the breadbasket and covered by Dylan Bork.
.925 left here in the game. It makes you wonder. Makes you think. And White starts feeling it. They're feeling it at the right time.
A dangerous team, of course. Them and Teal, the two teams not to make the playoffs last year. Seemingly at least one of them, or already one of them, has clinched their spot. White trying to do the same here with a win this week and a possible win next week. Dowiak puts one wide of the net. DeMarsco picks it up. Walks it to the FedEx logo. Down low, deflected, and Dowiak puts it in the back of the net. And Purple playing a little trickery and finds Bork some open space. 7-5.
What a touch. What a touch. Just poking it to the back door.
Every Penn State player touched that puck as well until Dowiak's finish.
That's so funny.
2-goal game once again. As Dowiak from Lawback and DeMarsco. It'll be Dowiak's second of the game. 7-5 White, 8-minute mark here to go in the second half. And tripping penalty up for Ondos. As it'll be offsides, but a trip to Ondos and Purple back to the power play.
I think Tommy Whitford could have cared less about that penalty. He was just skating towards Bork with the stick in the air. He could have cared less if it was on or offsides. He was going to go that way.
Defenseman, you don't see a lot of offensive action.
No, he was going to go. He was going to go that way. Whether the puck was or not, he didn't care. He was going to go that way.
Purple power play. Ondos 2 for tripping. As an A+ opportunity for Team Purple to get back in this game. Connie and a shot blocked by Brody George. George with some steam brings Kamzik, tries to open up Kanyan, and he played off to the wall. And now Purple with a 3-on-1. George and Kamzik now back. Mike DeMarsico finds Evan Kanyan. Leaves it for Reese Lawback. Back for Dane Dowiak. Kamzik all over it. Kamzik into the zone. 2-on-1 with George. Finds George. Shot. Shoulder save by Hale. Stays in play. Minute and 19 seconds to go here on the Team White penalty. Ondos for tripping. Lawback walks in shot. Bork stretches to make the save. Time's of the essence. Down to 6:35 on the game clock. Under a minute to go on the power play clock.
Only 2 goals, though. 2 is dangerous. That's what, under 3 it stops?
Yes. Face-off one forward by Lieb. Race for the puck. Sawicki versus Lawback. Lawback will body him away. Up for Mike DeMarsico. Matt DeMarsico, excuse me. Dowiak. Dangles. Up for Tommy Whitford. Back to Dowiak. One defenseman on the ice here for Purple on this power play. Dowiak. Down low for Kanyan. Stripped away by Sawicki and cleared. 20 seconds to go on the Ondos penalty. 0 for 1 is Purple today with that shorthanded goal by Brody George. Matt DeMarsco with some steam. Looks to dangle into the zone. Up high to Kanyan. Quickly over to Dowiak. Dowiak to DeMarsco. Holding on. Has to retreat back to the blue line. Out of the box comes Ondos. Dowiak shot. Rings one off the crossbar and out of play.
It was there. The hole was there. 5:25 left.
As, the entire broadcast booth was making their hands clap to the song that was playing down below.
I think you have to.
Yes. They say it in the song, you got to do it. Back to even strength, 5 minutes to go. 7-5 White. Dane Dowiak. Pressured by Lieb. On his backhand. Brings it around the ice. Takes underneath one more time. Hold it. DeMarsico shot. Bork stretches across with the blocker, and somehow it stays in play.
I think DeMarsico took a stick to the knee, it looks like.
Yeah, he's wobbling.
He was hurting. I couldn't tell originally if it was because he didn't score or because he was hurt.
Kanyan takes down Lieb on the check. As DeMarsico having a tough time getting on that purple bench. As Kanyan pins his man to the wall. White takes it up ice now off the stick of Jaden Valentine. Valentine looking for Wise. Broken up by Whitford. Up for Kanyan. 1-on-0 breakaway. Kanyan versus Bork. To the forehand. Bork gets the glove down and keeps that one out with 4 minutes to go.
I think Kanyan had him if he just stayed to the backhand. If he just took it around him simply, I think he had him.
Bork was playing pretty shallow, pretty low on that play.
He was pretty deep, and I think he was expecting Kanyan to move it back to his forehand.
Approach the 3:45 mark, as Caleb mentioned a couple minutes ago. 3 minutes, clock does stop, which will help Purple. Shot comes in from the point by Hickson, goes through a pair of deflections, denied by Bork. The glove of Brody George comes off. Jaden Valentine with some speed in front of the white bench.
As I think that's Ethan Blackburn on the white bench. Just leaving now.
His game's coming up next.
Well, I saw him talking to Sawicki.
Hickson and Kamzik draw each other's attention at the blue line. Whitford shot glove saved by Bork. Holds on with 3:10. This should take us to the 3-minute mark with the stop clock.
It should, yeah.
We'll see if they are paying attention. They are.
They are. They caught it.
3 minutes exactly to go. 2-goal game. Purple. Down by 2. Feels the pressure. Dowiak to DeMarsico. In front looking for a man. Mike DeMarsico has to race to this one. Goldfein gets a couple sticks in there. Goldfein 2-on-0. Scores! Zach Goldfein's second of the game. And it's back to a 3-goal lead as Mike DeMarsico with his typical antics afterwards.
Typically. Now that one, I don't want to say it ices it, but it makes this a lot more difficult.
If there's a team to do it, though, it is Purple.
Yeah, very much so.
I wonder how aggressive they want to be in getting Chase Hale out of the net. Maybe one and then see where the clock is in their favor. Dowiak spinning, looks for some space. In front, DeMarsico gets it in the back of the net. Purple responds quickly.
I know it went in.
So that's Matt DeMarsico's second, and I talked about a quick response. I think that's exactly what Purple wanted.
Yeah, I'd say the knee's okay too.
Yes, or he's just fighting through.
Either one. Personally, I would not for Goat, but that's just me.
Hopefully the latter here, and he's just not, just a stinger.
Yeah, he's just all right.
2:20 to go, back to a 2-goal game. Dowiak at center, leaves it for Matt DeMarsico. DeMarsico plays it underneath.
Chase Hale just left, so it's
shot by Kanyan.
Now.
He scores. With 2:03 to go, Evan Kanyan with the goaltender pulled. It's a 1-goal game.
And they're going to put Hale back in the net, which is, I think, a good decision.
Yes. I'd say 2 minutes to go, 1-goal game, and the goalie's still out. That's very aggressive.
That is aggressive. You probably need maybe 45 seconds.
Yes.
Maybe is when you get it out.
Or now.
Or now. That's cool too. What do we know?
Purple, ultra aggressive. Lawback, Dowiak, both DeMarsicos and Kanyan. Against Kamzik, Ondos, George, and Belly. Dowiak storms in, forehand, bar down, Dane Dowiak, hat-trick goal, and we're all tied at 8.
I think that's the one he was looking for.
You talk about responses, how about 3 goals in 30 seconds?
Yeah, 30 seconds. About 15 seconds of game time.
Purple, a flair for the dramatic, don't they?
They love it. This is what they wanted the whole time.
DeMarsico, Kanyan, and Dowiak back to back to back. Here's Dowiak. Purple going for the kill now. Momentum all in their favor. White with a phenomenal job keeping him off the score sheet. To this point, DeMarsico's shot. He scores. Matt
there it is.
DeMarsico, hat trick goal. And Purple comes all the way back to make it 9-8. Never count this team out.
Never. Never. Now you wonder how far they can take the momentum.
Yes. Absolute killer for Team White. Purple now at the lead. Can play it safe.
So now on the other side, when do you take Bork?
Now.
I would get it in the zone and take him now.
As Alex Ondos calls for
Yeah, they're taking him
netminder.
now.
A minute to go. White was up by 3 just a minute and a half ago.
Oh,
It's now 9-8.
Sawicki's got to go to that puck. You have 50 seconds. Go.
Stretch pass. Law back. Hat trick. He scores.
Yep.
Reese Law back for the kill. 10-8 Purple.
That's what, 5 unanswered?
5 unanswered.
It was 8-5.
At the 2-minute and 30-second mark. It was 8-5.
And they're going back with their 3 defenseman strategy.
It worked to start the game. 45 seconds. Robertson, Hickson, and Whitford, the 3 Purple defensemen on the ice, along with Evan Conyon to take the draw.
I think they're just going to rag it.
Hickson draws the attention, gets this one out, and now Conyon a foot race with Valentine chasing. Backhand, forehand, scores. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
Evan Conyon, it's 11-8.
Yeah, and it's running again. That's unreal. 6 unanswered. And that one felt more disrespectful than the rest of them.
You want to go for the kill after the kill?
Let's
That's how you do it.
Let's rag it for 30 seconds and then spring one of our best players on a breakaway.
Here's Kamzik looking for a quick goal there as he jousts with Hickson behind the play. Shot there, saved, the rebound. Not enough time as Hickson with some words in passing for Case Kamzik and Purple. A little bit of a scare, but just how they like it.
Little bit.
6 goals unanswered in the final 2 minutes and 30 seconds to beat White 11-8. This has probably been one of the craziest games I've witnessed here.
Probably.
Purple all but solidifies their spot in the GOAT League playoffs if there's any question coming into it, as they are now hoping and praying that Teal falls in the next 2 games to get the #1 seed.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe they don't want the #1 seed because then the
maybe.
second seed's probably these guys. If they weasel in.
Yeah. These guys on the outside looking in, though, Team White.
That is true.
They need this win. They're in 5th place with now a 1-3-1 record. It's a tall mountain to climb for Team White after what was pretty much for the 44 minutes was phenomenal hockey.
Yeah. You got to feel for Bork, too, who kept it to 5 goals for 95% of the game.
Yeah.
And then, bam, 11.
What a finish. Purple, as mentioned, officially claiming their spot in the GOAT League playoffs if there was any doubt. White praying for a miracle at this point
Yeah.
as they have to play Team Teal next week, who is right now the only undefeated team remaining. We'll see if that stays true in our next contest as Team Teal takes on Team Black. Team Black also in the hunt. Team White has to hope and pray that Black loses and then for a couple more miracles to happen after that.
Yeah. Yeah. They need a lot to go right.
But Andrew and Evan will have the call for Team Teal versus Team Black. What a thriller here for game number 2. Let's hope game number 3 lives up to the standards and the hype that this one brought.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll send it to intermission. We'll be back with Teal and Black just after this.
And now, for the 7 in attendance and the 6 watching around the world, it's time for your main event game here at the GOAT League. Evan Smith alongside Andrew Keel. We got Teal against Black, and a few mystery characters, specifically on Black. There's a guy, I think he's getting a jersey on, but
he's getting a jersey, but it's not going to help us.
Yeah, he skated it out in a black onesie. We couldn't tell who he was.
And Teal also has 2 goalies, and we know Blackburn's one of them. We don't know who the other one is.
The other one, hopefully it's Blackburn and Net. Maybe they have 2 goalies at the same time. New rules that we didn't know about.
We're going to go 4-on-3 with 2 goalies. But we do get a national anthem before this game. As it does look like Black is doing the purple strategy of making Teal pick up every puck.
Granted, they got 2 goalies. The music choices are pretty interesting in this league. I love getting hyped up to good old sad NF. And with that, please rise. That's what we'll call him. Not Nelson, no. Give it up for Jeff Himerson.
Oh, that's a good one. So confirmation, our mystery player on Black is actually number 4 on Black, and it is Tyon Del Signor.
Well, it made well. I gotta uncross out his name. We were gonna go with a bit of just calling him not Tyon Del Signor, but
it does look like Blackburn is going to start in the net for Teal. Both teams a little short-handed, 3 people on the bench. Big game for Black. Teal already in the playoffs, so not as big of a game for them.
yep, Teal undefeated. Black trying to stay above that. I was gonna say the Mendoza line. It's just 500. It's not the right term at all, but a little rusty. You know, we're living in Pittsburgh. Baseball is not really a sport anymore. Nonetheless, Black in control in his early going, keeping it down the wing until it gets stolen away momentarily, but Tyler Love is there to keep it with his team. He's going to take it out of the zone, back towards center ice before dumping it forward for Bell Sterling. He's going to get battled out of the zone again. Got to do some resetting. Almost a sticky situation. Teal had a chance at a 2-on-1 there, but Black holds on, launched forward to Walkoskis. He's going to end up with it behind the net. Cycling it around right in front of the Burgatory sign. They sell Labubu milkshakes. That's disturbing to me. Black still maintaining possession. No shots come of it so far. Tried to get one there, but it's going to bounce off a couple of Teal guys. And stay in the back of the zone. Tipped behind the net once more. Now in our close corner. And Teal looks like they finally had possession, but he ran into 3 Black teammates. And they're going to head right back in for another rush attempt. Though Sterling's going to circle around. Still no shots on goal. It's only been a minute and a half. It feels like it's been a bit longer than that, though.
Clock did start about 10, 15 seconds late, so that might be why you're feeling that.
Justified. Now Teal finally looks like they have their own possession. They're going to launch it forward. And they're going to enter the offensive zone for the first time. Shot by Ramirez is saved.
Teal missing their two best players, AJ Schaff, Quinn McKenzie, not currently on the bench. They may join late, but neither of them in the lineup tonight. That's 20 goals missing from just those two players. Those are big losses for Teal, looking for some players to step up if they want to come away with a win.
Yeah, but when you're already 4-0, it's kind of those things you can rest your stars.
Yeah, Teal just playing for position right now.
As they enter the offensive zone, led by Luke Amell.
That's Anthony Sawicki.
Oh, well, sorry.
Two number 4s on the ice for Teal, so apologies if that gets a little confusing.
I was going to say the 4. It's behind the net with Sawicki. So he played a game not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. It's a quick shot towards the net, gets tipped back, and Black's got a chance on the other end. Tyler Love had the rush. He's going to launch it over for Walkoskis. He'll enter and take Black's first shot of the game, which will go into Stratosphere.
Black playing for an important game here. Green lost earlier tonight. That means Black win and in. They got the earlier tick they needed on their clinching box, a win, and they will join Teal and Purple in the playoffs.
So you got one team heavily motivated, one team maybe not. We'll see how that plays out. Good Jersey matchup, reminiscent of the good old 2016 Stanley Cup final. That's going to get dumped all the way into the Black end. Almost made my weekly Tristan Jarry reference on that one. Black other end, led by Petrov behind the net. He's going to lose it. Getting chased down by Del Signor. Cycle around the opposing FedEx line. Lose it, but regain it in the zone. Throw one on net. That'll circle around to the other side. Hit back ahead, held on. Now back to Del Signor. He's got a chance out in front. He's going to toss it back behind the net. To the right side, a shot saved. Rebound opportunity, launch set back to Del Signor. Now across the net to Love. His shot's going to be buried into the stomach of Blackburn and saved.
Yeah, quick shot there from Bell Sterling. Able to get across was Blackburn. Swallow that one into the chest, not letting any rebound.
Do we think Teal will just bring the goalie in to just play?
I don't know.
Kind of
We were talking about a 4-on-3 with two goalies.
Kind of funny, just have him play as a player. Do some big hits in those big pads. As Teal's on a rush, so now would be the time. Although they lose it right to Tyler Love. Momentarily in, getting it right back now. Looks like a pass out in front. It's end up at the goalie. And Black regains it. Slow and steady, standing behind the net, looking for a lane. And doesn't find one after all. Just gives it right back to Team Teal. Lost at center ice, and now there's a rush opportunity with some great defense by Teal, able to keep it from disaster. Dane Ramirez there to play spoiler on a Black opportunity. Couple moves, it's going to end up back with that one is Sawicki.
That's a Mel.
Look for the red.
The red is a Mel.
Now I know it. Either way. No red on this side, just Black heading the other way. The shot goes wide, somehow stays in, and it gets to another man. Momentarily with Michalski. But Teal's got their opportunity and some makeshift 2-on-1 for a second there. But nothing will come of it. Pass gets stolen by Walkoskis. Game back again in the offensive zone. Williams is going to put one on. And now it's Black's chance to rush. Michalski loses it, and icing is called.
Yeah, tip. Tried to get there was Mikulski. He couldn't get a full tip on that one. Going to go all the way back down to the Black zone.
Seems like neither of these teams are really just getting control of the puck so far in these first 7 minutes through.
Yeah, it seems like a feeling out match so far, which if we know anything from previous history here is that means we're going to end up with like a 10-12 game in the second half.
And now that he said that, it's going to be 1-0 all game, and there's the first tipped in. Let's see who they credit that one to. We're thinking it's going to go to Jack Edwards.
Yeah, parked in front, able to get a stick on that one.
I saw a couple guys in the zone. I wasn't quite able to see who notched it in. But step 1 to 10 to 12, 1-0 Teal. And real quick, they're going to look for a second one off the rush. To back for Trevino. Pass out in front. He had some space, but it stays out of the net. I don't know if that was a good save by Fry or just some good luck for Team Black, but either way, Del Signor takes it the other direction. That's going to cycle all the way around, and they'll chase it back to Carson Fry. Picked up by Petrov. Carrying it down the right wing. He's got a man to his left. The pass is going to go just shy of reaching him. But they're going to keep circling with Bell Sterling. He's going to get thrown off by Amel. There we go. And a rush out in the front. One-on-one opportunity save made by Fry. Holding on to it, cycling through. He's going to take it all the way backwards. Del Signor is not giving him any restroom, and he got it. Walkoskis' shot. He scores. Knocks the bottle and ties the game.
Great pass from Luke Walkoskis. Gets it over to Aiden Petrov, and he's able to snipe that one. Top corner. Unable to find Blackburn as he's stretching across. Saw a lot of those saves in the early game where you're just throwing it along the ice and goalie's making a great save. Seems they're learning that if you shoot high, he's not going to get his pad on it.
It's still overall sloppiness those last couple of minutes, but the goals are now coming. And Teal is looking for another one, but they get rolled offsides.
That one was really close for Edwards. Seemingly tried to stretch to try and stay on side. Also looking for that pass to just come a little bit harder, and that'll keep him on side as he could have had a breakaway on that one.
Just over 14 minutes left in this 23-minute half. Obviously, 23 minutes in honor of noted hockey goat Scott Wilson. Black takes it into their zone. Led by Petrov. He's going to give it off to the other side. Tyler Love circles, makes a couple moves in the corner, and loses it back to Team Teal. Oops, sorry. That's Dane Ramirez on the rush. And he'll lose it before I can remember his name. Tyler Love flips it across. Shot's going to get knocked away by Amel. Loose out in front of the goal, but it looks like he'll get his glove on it before any damage can happen.
Blackburn lost that one for a little bit. Able to get his glove on that one with a little help in front. But a little bit of a bounce that could have bounced the right way for Black as Mikulski right on the doorstep was digging.
Yeah, it seems like he knew where it was. He just couldn't quite get it to settle down. Maybe it's a consequence of having all of those pucks be chimed in that goal during that last warm-up. Double strategy as Del Signor. Making a lot of fancy moves. He's really putting some effort into these early game time moves. But nothing came of it. He's going to end up with it back. Just flips it across the other point. Rushed ahead. A shot goes wide. Signor is going to chase that one. Will not reach it in time for it to not reach the other end. That was terrible grammar. But Sawecki flips it ahead to Del Signor. It's a one-on-one. Make that a 2-on-2. Had a man out in front, but Lashin couldn't. Oops, sorry. Bell Sterling couldn't make the move. Teal. Now they've got an opportunity. One man ahead. He shoots and scores. George Acklin with a beautiful snipe. Teal's up 2-1.
Acklin with an absolute snipe on the breakaway. See, a lot of times when you're coming in on the breakaway in this league, you're going for the fancy move. You're trying to, open the goalie, make the highlight reel. It is Summer League after that, but you still want to win the game, and that was a beautiful shot to take the lead.
Yeah, sometimes launching rockets are the best way to break through. That was not a political statement. Dane Ramirez, he's going to launch a rocket. That one's going to miss. See, sometimes it's not.
Fry able to get a good save on that one, reaching up high with the shoulder.
11:45 to go in this first half. A low-scoring affair so far. Sorry, every time I say the word affair, I get a flashback to that Coldplay concert. What a week it's been in the world. Black taking it. And there's a launch shot. It's going to bounce off the pads and end up in the netting.
without McKenzie and Shaft, leading goal scorer on Teal is Jack Edwards. He got that first one. He's up to 6 now on the season, still trailing Shaft by 3. So you know how big those two superstars are that they're missing. But a lot of depth scoring from this Teal team as well.
Yep, got Brendan Scully as well, Amel and Ackland, 3 and 4 respectively. There's Black. Luke Walkoskis leads it. He's looking for a man to pass it to, makes a couple moves and goes across. Picked out in front. And luckily Amel was there at the right place, right time. I'm sorry, Sawecki at the right place, right time. We're getting there. And speaking of Ramirez, he's out in the front, pass out across to the side, no good.
Rocket through the crease. Ramirez had the whole net and shot it through the crease.
Yep. Sawecki taking it for Teal, passes out in front to Williams. Let's get back, a shot's gonna go off the arm of Fry. And now Black's got some room to work with. Petrov's gonna get slammed down by Luca Mel. And a quick dump in chase will lead to an icing call, and the clock passes 10 minutes.
You know, we hit the 10-minute mark. Shots are only 7-4. Very low shooting game. Very good defensive. This Teal team, that's how they beat Purple 2 weeks ago. They out-defensed the heavy offensive Purple and were able to outlast them, play good defense, and take that win. Almost saw the same thing earlier today, but White crumbling in the last couple minutes.
Bit of a battle in the corner. Black comes out ahead. Still just circling around. They finally got some room out ahead. Not a shot. He tried to just launch that in the air, and Walkoskis will regain possession. Flips it to the corner. Wins a race, but gets smashed in the boards. And the puck ends up on a Teal stick. Doesn't exit the zone, though. As it's another corner battle right in front. Tried going between the legs. Did Del Signor. And another one of those cases where maybe the fancy move wasn't the right situation when you're the only guy right there in front of the net. But Luca Mel, other way, he tried something a bit less fancy and gets stopped by the pads of Carson Fry. And now we're heading back the other direction. Bell Sterling shot, he shoots and scores. Top shelf again.
Teal. First goal scored by Jack Edwards, number 12. Second goal scored by George Ackland's number 2.
Whoops.
Black, number 12. Aiden Petrov gets them started. Cohen Bell Sterling, number 2, scores again. So 12 and 2 in that order score for both teams to start this game.
Do they have any other similar numbers so we can keep this conspiracy theory going?
Or the two of them could just keep scoring.
Tyler Love holds the puck and he gives it up to Del Signor. He seems like he will be darned if he does not score a goal in this game based on how he is attacking this net.
He does not have a goal yet, so he is definitely hungry for one.
But not happening during that rush. Teal's taking it the other direction. Jack Edwards tries passing it to Ramirez, but takes a while to get to the corner and get it. Now Chip back behind the net. Circles around. Bit of a battle for it, led by Edwards. We'll flip it back to Ackland. Black gains possession momentarily, but keeping it in. Shot and end up behind the net. And another way down in front. Shot, save made, rebound, and scores. That one is George Ackland again. Right place, right time. Carson Fry was on his back, and he put the puck. I was going to say put the Fry in the bag, but I'm not going to make it. That's too rude right now. Puts it right through the legs.
Ackland got a nice rebound as Fry has fallen to his side, thinking he's going to shoot it right away. Ends up holding it and wrapping it around him. No way he was going to miss that one. Yep. Wide open.
Yep, didn't hold it quite as long as we saw Colby Saganuk hold it earlier today, which I'm still mesmerized by looking at. Nonetheless, Teal takes the lead now, 6:40 in the half. But real quickly, Black looks to change that. Bit of a mess out in front after a shot goes off the pads. Held onto by Tyler Love. At the front, Bell Sterling makes some moves. Cycles around somewhere.
Net comes off.
Oh, that's what they called.
Pass out almost goes in off a player. Don't know what they would have called it because it literally hit him in like the chest or hip or somewhere around there and went right into Blackburn. Able to make the save, though, was Blackburn. Would have been interesting to see if they called that a goal.
Face off, won by Team Black. Quick shot, tries to tip it, but it goes just wide. Battling in the corner is Michalski. And he'll have it stolen from him by Ramirez. And a backhand by Ramirez almost gets through the 5-hole. Quick second scramble by Carson Fry keeps that one out.
Caught him off guard with the backdoor. Ramirez almost sneaking one through as Fry ends up falling forward to keep it out of the net.
Had me jump scared for a second too there. Face off, won by Black in the defensive end. Michalski knocks it out of the zone. Taken back by Teal. So Ricky loses it again. Black's got an opportunity in the offensive zone. Petra puts that in front, shoots, and scores a one-timer for Luke Walkoskis. And we are tied with 5 minutes to go in the half.
Pretty even so far. In fact, fully even. 3-3 the score. 10-10 the shots. Pass out in front for Walkoskis, and he wasn't going to miss that one as he snipes that one. Gets it by Blackburn.
Walkoskis faces Ramirez in the face-off, and he wins it. Tip back. Petrov will lead the rush again. Drops it back for said Walkoskis. He's got a chance out in front. A tip shot's going to go wide. And Teal's got their own possession as Black will back off a little bit and let them leave. So Lucky makes a couple of moves but ends up losing the puck right back to the opposing team. Couple of spin moves and right out in front. Gains opportunity for Ramirez, and he's not going to waste it over the shoulder. 4-3 in favor of Teal.
A horrible breakout pass for Black as that one goes right to Ramirez in the slot with no one between him and Fry. He wasn't going to be denied on that one. Coming down and absolutely sniping Fry.
3:55 to go in the half. Scoring starting to pick up steam compared to the early going where there just was none. Teal wins that recovery faceoff. Black's going to battle for it. Still stuck at center ice. They get across their own blue line. Right out in front. Walkoskis gives it back. A shot's going to get blocked. And the rebound bounces Teal's way. Rushing in is Carter Williams. Makes a couple moves to hold the puck. Passes it to just about nobody. Ends up exiting the zone before Trevino can grab it. Trevino drops it back. Making a couple moves to get it back to Jack Edwards. Edwards' shot's going to get tipped away. 3 minutes to go. Luca Mel gets wiped out as he tries to take it into the offensive zone. And Walkoskis leaves it forward. Adrian Petrov shot goes over the net. That battle behind is Black looking to end this half tied. Tyler Love tried to take a shot but got blocked. That's Del Signor back with the puck. Looking for something. He's going to give it to a couple of his teammates on the other end of the offensive end zone. Love's going to get pushed out. Puck ends up in the hands of George Ackland for Teal. Tried to enter the zone, but he has to circle around. Circle back again. Amel. He'll enter. He's got a man out in the front. Shot and saves. Carter Williams put one on to the chest of Carson Fry. And that'll launch back into the Black zone. I guess that'd be the Teal defensive end. Formalities. Tyler Love holding it in his defensive side. Couple of moves to get ahead for Bell Sterling. Drops it back. Pass to the side. Oh, almost found Bell Sterling. Would have had a tip in, but just ahead of his state. Del Signor leaves the zone. Forces a reset for Black. It looks like he'll lead the charge himself until he gives it up to Love. He'll head forward. One guy back, one guy to the side. They try passing it. Luca Mel is there to block it. Before he can escape, though, ends up back with Michalski. Line change for Black's going to slow this offensive opportunity with a 1:21 on the clock. That'll exit the zone. Love. He'll finally cycle off. It seems like he's been out there for as long as I can remember in this game. Quick out in front, Tyler Love. And Teal's got a chance on their own. Carter Williams, one-on-one. He puts it in. Teal's going to likely end this half with a 2-goal lead and on a couple of breakaways that are kind of, dare you say, inexcusable for Black in a game that they have to win.
It's not a must-win for Black, but definitely a win is what they need. But Carter Williams had so much speed, he didn't even slow down at all on that breakaway.
I was like, ignore my flair for the dramatics. Must-win's a bit of a strong word there. But Teal's now got a chance for another one. It's Williams again. He's looking for a teammate, but he's just going to put it on. Just barely saved by the chest of Fry. Knocked his bottle down somewhere into the oblivion. And Black trying to get a quick rush out of it. Bell Sterling's got an opportunity. Stuck behind a defender. Looking for somebody. He'll find a Teal guy. And a quick last-second opportunity. 5 seconds on the clock. Making a couple moves. The backhand save made. That's how we end this first half. Teal leads it 5-3.
A great shift at the end there for Teal to take us and double the Black team, but standing tall was Fry to keep it a 2-goal game.
Yeah, both these teams playing a bit sloppy. Teal's just done the better job playing off the mistakes of Black. We'll see how that happens in about 1:20. We'll see you right back here. Long time no see as we're back for this second half. And we got a new goalie for Teal.
We don't know who it is.
Yeah.
It's not a first that we don't know who the goaltender is.
It's better than the good old cardboard cutout we see every now and then.
Yeah.
Actually, let's look at the stat line at the end of the game. We'll see if it's better or not.
Yeah. I mean, the sub goaltender has a game for Black. He is 0-1 with the 9 goals against.
Yep. Oh, his name is Other Goalies.
Yes. He played for Black.
Teal's going to win the faceoff in front of Other Goalies. See how fast we can run that guy out of the door. Sprinting ahead is Dane Ramirez. He finds a man out in front, can't control the pass. Black's got a chance. Running forward and tipping it behind the net. Pass to the side. Oh, impossible angle, but he puts it in. Cohen Bell Sterling take a bow.
Yeah, Cohen Bell Sterling. That was a horrible angle to shoot, but managed to get it in there. It looked like our sub goaltender had it, but I guess not, as that one just squeaks in. Found a hole somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't even think that was math. Or comm majors clearly don't math, but but back in the offensive zone again. Walkoskis flips it back to Sawecki. Picked up by Mikulski. Mikulski makes a couple moves, loses it, and it's a breakaway. 2-on-1 for Team Teal. And a fancy pants move puts it in. Dane Ramirez again.
Ramirez gets his second on another breakaway. Almost had one to end the first period, gets one to start the second. And just as we said, they slow start to the game, and it was really going to pick up in the second.
Yeah.
2 goals in the first not even 2 minutes.
And Teal tried to make a quick run for it, but can't hold on to the pucks. Del Signor takes advantage. Facing 4 Sharks there. And his shot's going to go nowhere near the net. Flips back to Tyler Love. Love back to Del Signor. He's going to make some more moves and try to get it off. Unable to do so. Other way, Carter Williams. He'll lose it at center ice. Belsterling goes around the net. Almost had a chance if he could have kept that on his stick to do a bit of a wraparound. He'll try a straight up shot. Bounces off the pad instead. And it's Teal's puck behind the net. Momentarily at least. Picked it back up by Petrov. He's got it out in front off the pad. And now Teal will make their escape. Rushing forward, it's a 2-on-2. And the other 2 is going to win it with Tyler Love. Right in front though. Williams finds a man up to the other side. Saved by Fry. Bouncing in the air. Teal gets the rebound back at the point out in front. And Fry with a good aggressive move there in order to avoid some danger, but he's still not out of the shot zone yet. Oh, now he is. Thank you, Adrian Petrov, says Carson Fry as he gets it off to Belsterling. His shot's going to get fired wide. And Petrov's going to hold on. Passes it. Back up to Del Signor. Signor's shot saved. The rebound's going to go wide. Almost looked like one of those bubble hockey shots there. And here we go again. Teal on the rush. Dane Ramirez scores.
Hat-trick goal for Dane Ramirez, all on breakaways as well. He has been lights out, except for the one at the end of the first. But he's been lighting it up on the on the breakaways. Coming into this game, he had 1 goal. He has 3 today. That's just what happens when you're playing behind Quinn McKenzie.
Every one-on-one, Carson turns into a small fry. I'm so sorry. Teal. And another quick opportunity for a one-on-one. And right over the pad. That was Jack Edwards that time. And Teal now has a commanding 8-4 lead. Just like that.
Yeah, it seems like Teal might have a new strategy brewing after the end of that first period. Fry does not seem to be doing well on the breakaways, so
cherry picking like the old the old gym class Quidditch or whatever game. There was some game I'm trying to think of that we played like in gym class that was just like a weird name, but it was actually pretty fun.
I don't remember.
That's gonna bother me now for like the next 3 weeks. I'll remember it by the toilet bowl.
You only got 2 weeks for that.
And I guess I'll remember it for next year. And a great move out in front from Mikulski. But he couldn't finish it off. He goes behind the net, but he's going to try to circle back around. He scores. It's going to end up being Sawecki who puts it in. Just taking advantage of that chaos and riding the opposite wave that Mikulski had on that momentum.
Yeah.
8-5.
Sawecki catches him going the one way, hits a hard 180 behind the net, chases our sub goaltender all the way around, eventually tucking that one in as he was going left to right and couldn't go back right or back left.
Yeah, we've seen this lead before later in the game.
We have.
Wonder what happened for that one. Black trying to close it in some more. Back to the side. Del Signor misses a one-timer. Tried ripping it, but he just couldn't stick it. Sawecki again leaves it up for Walkoskis. He makes a move and loses it. Teal just using that speed once more. Williams has a chance one-on-one-ish, but he's going to throw it over the net. Couple of fallen players. Leads to Walkoskis and Del Signor's shot saved, even though it looked like Blackburn didn't quite know he saved it.
It's not Blackburn.
Other goalies didn't quite know he saved it. I guess basic descriptive words don't really know much.
Yeah. If Blackburn does not re-enter this game, that'll be a 6 goals against, which will unfortunately bump his 5.25 through 4 games. Up to, I believe, a 5.5, which is still insane through playing 5 games in the GOAT League.
Just let him stick in for a little bit longer. Teal on the rush, led by Amel. Amel looks big on this ice compared to a lot of these players on Team Black. And he's making some moves out in front, but lost it. Back to Team Black. Not for long, though. It's now a battle at center ice. Oh, pushes it ahead. Potential for a one-on-one stick battle. Shot and saved.
Didn't know where it was, did our sub goalie, but eventually he found it and he knew it was under him.
15:30 left in this game. Obviously, in the current range, there would be some clock stoppages.
Yes.
Black wins that faceoff. Back to Mikulski. Tyler Love circling around the corner. Gives it off to Petrov. He's going to make some circle dancing. Flips it backwards. Keeping it for himself. Back to Mikulski. Mikulski is going to get pressed and leave it back. Tries to go over to Petrov, but he can't hold on. Quick pass to the center is going to get blocked away. Bell Sterling's going to end up with it, though. Love. Jumping referees trying to get out of the way. Very slow moving possession and a very slow moving backhander is the first shot off of that face-off, and it's a battle in the corner. Teal has it, and they will exit the zone, led by Jack Edwards. Edwards has Williams, but he's going to find Sawecki instead. And a pretty violent fall there behind Sawecki. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but he's going to end up in front of the net. And some ridiculous dangles. Carson Fry doesn't know whether to cry or wind his watch after that one. Wow. Anthony Sawecki. What word can you use for what we just saw?
Anthony Sawecki had my jaw on the floor.
Broken ankles, broken skates,
Everything.
broken knees, broken hips, broken pride, broken Fry. And Teal's going to win the faceoff, trying to take advantage of that highlight play. And there's a quick rush forward by Acklin. His shot saved by Fry. Those hips are still working. He's able to push across the net for that one. And Black the other direction. Del Signor slows it down, makes a couple dangles, finds the man across Mikulski. It's going to bounce back to Del Signor. More dangles. Whoa. Lost my brain for a second there. Still trying to figure out what that last goal was. But Petrov passes out in the front. Nothing coming of it. Williams. Back to Sawecki. Williams again. Almost a one-timer. Faked back for a shot. That shot will be saved, albeit not too confidently. And the clock will start passing. 13 minutes to go. Teal leading by 4.
9-5 the score. 23-20 the shots in favor of Teal. Absolutely insane move we just saw last goal as well.
Yeah, I'm still trying to picture it again in my head. I think that might be second to the JT Mooney highlight of 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That just left us speechless. Still on the NHL Twitter account. They muted my voice, but we don't talk about that part. 12:25 left in the game. Teal's going to win that faceoff, but give it straight back to a sprinting backhand. Rebound can't be had by Walkoskis. And now Teal's got a 3-on-1 the other way with some speed out in front. Backhander off the side of the net. And now the Black taking it the other direction. Love. Back to Walkoskis. Out ahead, back to Love. Tip out in front. It's going to end up behind the net. Trying to shove it in on the wraparound is the other Suwaki, Nick. Back to Del Signor. Tries to find a man, but he can't do it, so he'll circle around before dumping it behind the net. Tries for the Michigan. Can't get it off that time. And the other direction. Dane Ramirez kind of just gives it up accidentally, and now Tyler Love has a lot of open space in front of him, but two defenders blocking the way. Walkoskis gives it out in front. Save made. Rebound off of Walkoskis. Saves behind the net. Suweki flips it off to Del Signor. And Del Signor is going to give it away. Suweki out to the other side. Basically a 3-on-0 here. Not a great defensive ploy there by Team Black. It's going to stay out in front of the net. Luckily, Carson Fry just did some splits to keep it out there. He's earning his money after that highlight reel goal left him on his back. But he's not cashing out yet, Dane Ramirez. Back to Trevino, and that time he'll get picked off. Del Signor taking his time. He looks like he wants a break until he picks up the pace right as I say it. Gets it whacked away. And Suweki takes a shot. He's got it behind the net. Tries a wraparound backhand. Bit of a figure eight type move there. Tanya Harding-esque minus some attack. But right out in front, they tried it again. Tried passing it off to Edwards, but they can't pull it off. That'll exit the zone. Amel is there to corral it. Taking it around the center ice logo. He's going to hold on. A big shot off the glove hand. And it's taken the other direction. Mikulski leaves it off for Petrov. That was a weird pronunciation. Mikulski's got it back towards the end again. Belsterling's not quite able to get there, but he'll battle to keep it alive. Quick out in front, save. Or blocked by Amel, actually. And would you believe a one-on-one-ish opportunity for Carter Williams that time. Gets stopped. Thought he had it in his glove, but I think he just kind of had it in his chest. And back the other direction again. Black had an opportunity. Mikulski! That's going to go wide on the glove. Or, sorry, this blocker. Waffle board. To bring up an old term. And Teal. Taking it to our right again. Lost it. Belsterling has some space to work with as he flips it ahead to Suweki. Suweki behind the net. Back to Belsterling. He lost it momentarily, but he'll flip it back out in front of the net for Walkoskis. Around and around before taking a shot that will get not held. For a second, like it was 8:30 to go in this game, as here we go again. Watch and enjoy as he tried going with the between the legs. Didn't get much of that one. And Team Black had it until they tried flipping it back to Walkoskis, and now it's Amel exiting his own zone. Back to Carter Williams. Williams taking his speed around the net. Leaves it for the point. Right out in front, Amel's got a one-on-one. And he loses it. Fry poke-checked it away. Now Williams tries again. Now the defense is stepping up. Walkoskis leaves it go for Petrov. His shot safe. Rebound scores. Stay with it, young man. Get yourself on the board. It's 9-6. 7:40 remaining.
Petrov gets his second. I don't know if you saw, but after that interception by Amel in the slot, a little bit of a jawing back and forth in that far corner. I saw Ackland. I didn't see which member of Black it was that was in there. They were hacking and whacking at each other. I'm surprised there was no call on that.
I actually didn't see it. Maybe they can run it back for some entertainment value. Not that I find fighting entertaining, but I mean, we do watch fake fighting. Carter Williams. Making some moves. It's a Mel again, taking it around the net. Tried leaving it up for Edwards, but Black intercepts. Belsterling speeding ahead. He's got Walkoskis on the other side, but he leaves it back for Love, and neither of them can corral Williams. Carries it in, looking to take the shot himself off the arm. 6:40 remaining in this game. Dare I say regulation? Walkoskis. Speeding ahead. He'll keep it for himself, but the shot goes wide. Rebound for Belsterling. To the point, Tyler Love. Back to Del Signor. Flips it behind. Walkoskis wasn't ready for that one, but all's well that ends well, so it ends up out in front. Teal gains it back. Stuck behind their net. And until they flip it ahead, shot will be saved.
Another chance going forward. That time, Anthony Sawicki. Teal really has been doing a little cherry picking. Not as much as they did early in the period. They seem to be playing a little more defensive because, you know, this is the end of the game. You want to hold the lead. You don't need to expand it anymore as long as they don't start coming back.
I mean, you could.
You could. I'm not saying they shouldn't.
Depends what time Chick-fil-A closes. If I had a nickel for every time I said that on air, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but maybe I'm just hungry. Teal does keep it in their zone. They're trying to extend that lead on that shot, but Fry is going to block it. Pass to Del Signor, crossing center ice. Over that bold Penguins logo. Across the FedEx. This shot will be airmailed off of the goalie and right back, but they'll hold possession momentarily until they decide to let it up. Teal backhand. What is going on between the feet? And grabs it off of his teammate.
No goal.
No goal. Goalie interference likely going to be the call on that one.
Yeah. Goalie interference going to be the call. As Acklin just couldn't stop himself. Ended up backing up into Fry.
I don't think either of them knew where that puck was.
No, I don't think so. And I don't think there's any complaints from Teal like, yeah, that was probably goaltender interference.
Yeah, I think their only complaint is this song playing right now. That's got to be frustrating to hear. Black will win the face-off, dump it back behind their own goaltender, flip it around the net for Sawicki, and tries to get a quick breakaway with Petrov. Bit of cherry picking. Dare I say Tristan Joey as they pass outside, while Koskis misses that shot. Backhand opportunity, Teal the other way. Carter Williams. Taking it around is Sawicki. Both number 4s on the ice right now. But Black steals it away. So they steal it right back out in front, and Carter Williams puts it in over the arm. That'll make the lead 10-6 with just over 3:30.
Yeah, Carter Williams, his second of the game, increases total to 7 on the season. We were saying that Teal needed some of these guys to step up without their 2 big players, and they've gotten it from Williams and Edwards.
Amel. Holding
And
it
Ramirez
along,
as well.
plays it off the boards to himself. Enters the zone by himself. Gooks around a man by himself. Backhander saved. And a speedy rush. He's got Mikulski waiting, but he'll take the shot. Himself rolls all the way around the net. Playing a bit of bouncy puck. And Teal gets it in their offensive zone. He's got a man waiting on the side, but he'll just take a shot. Carter Williams does it again. That's the hat trick.
Hat trick for Carter Williams. Really had Fry out of there. Surprised he didn't come out to play the puck. They needed the offense to spring out, so maybe a little pass. Decides to let Williams win the race. No one near him. Wraps it around, and he just catches him off guard. Slides it right between the legs.
This is a 5-goal game with 2:30 to go. Mikulski, no, sorry, not Mikulski. That was Sawicki trying to make it easier. Now it's about Koskis. Big gang of Teal. 10 minute ahead. 2:15 on the clock. Do you pull the goalie with 5 goals down?
I think you might.
Hey, when you got nothing to lose. Teal battling through. Lost a pass / shot opportunity. Black goes the other way until the defenseman Trevino gets it and flips it through. There's that cherry picking again by Williams. And it's not Williams with the puck now. Around the net, Fry had an open spot. Tipped through. Did that go in the net?
No.
Okay.
Under his glove. Pass out in front.
I do.
Doesn't make it
One way or
out.
another, something wacky happened. I just
Yeah.
didn't know if it was, I don't want to say good or bad wacky. Black or teal wacky.
Yeah.
125. Clock ticking down. Obviously, with 5 goals differential, they aren't stopping it. As Teal wins that faceoff, they're looking to extend the lead with a quick shot. Rebound by Amel. Goes wide. And Black slowly moving to the other direction until they circle back around Mel Sterling. Flips it ahead. Over, back to Belsterling. His shot over the glove hand. 60 seconds left in the period, and Michigan still sucks. Deal. Carter Williams again, waiting for his teammate Amel. Del Signor doesn't know which way to look. Williams takes it himself. Behind the net. Circling through. And a tipped pass by Amel, backhander.
What a save.
Save made.
Fry reaching back with the stick, pulling it into his body. Great save there.
But with 20 seconds to go, that's just basically one final highlight for the night. We'll probably get another face-off here. We'll see what really comes of it. 10 seconds remaining. Black will win that face-off. They'll just push it around. 3, 2, 1. Win for Teal. 11-6 in a game that started off sloppy and then turned into a case of Teal taking advantages of Black's mistakes and then just kind of cherry-picking their way to a dominant-looking victory in the second half. It was just all that Teal speed running all over Team Black.
Yeah, that Teal speed was unmatched, and they were missing, like I keep saying, their fastest player, their best player, Quinn McKenzie, out of the lineup tonight. He's at 11 goals this season, and they can still put up wins like this without him. So they're going to be dangerous come playoffs.
Yeah, Teal undefeated on the year. Black falls to 3.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. That's, I know something like that. Nonetheless, that's all we got for this week. Couple of very fast-paced, exciting games and a complete blowout that I walked in halfway on. Nonetheless, thank you for joining us here from Cranberry, Pennsylvania. We will see